I wonder how I put a note on here. Hey, y'all. Hold on. Is there a way for me to leave a comment? Anyways, hey, y'all. I wanted to hop on here and talk to y'all because I just came back from meeting one of my followers. We went to like this place downtown LA. And it just stemmed from her reaching out to me on TikTok, asking for help. And I was just like, you know what? We can link. I'm cool with that. Of course, I felt her energy first because y'all know I ain't going into nothing blind. But it was our first time meeting, and she just was like somebody who had followed me on TikTok and like appreciated the knowledge that I was sharing. So we linked and we had brunch, and we were there for like 3 hours just chatting, y'all. Just talking about life and the stuff that we've been through, and like, giving each other advice or just the normal stuff. And I wanted to hop on here to talk about this specifically because I feel like this comes up a lot for me. People ask me about boundaries with parents. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I always been a very strict person, especially once I got out of like my parents' house and stuff like that. Like I feel like when you leave whatever environment you was in and you go off to college or you leave the house, that's when you really start figuring out what parts of it is you and what parts of it is them. And I think sometimes we have a hard time humanizing our parents, but they also have a hard time humanizing us. So she was talking about, her mom and like setting boundaries. And I was telling her, it's really hard for people to set boundaries with people who have been already comfortable with disrespecting your boundaries. So, with her mom, she was asking me like, how do you feel about this situation? And I said, sometimes separation is needed. And listen to me, I'm a Taurus, so that's very easy for us. But sometimes separation is needed because if somebody is making a conscious decision to disrespect your boundaries, then they can't be around you because then you are prioritizing their comfort over yours. You should not be prioritizing anybody's comfort over yours because life is ultimately about self. And I feel like they tell us not to be selfish because they want us to give our energy away. They want to easily be able to manipulate us. I think it's really important for you to have boundaries and for you to prioritize yourself. And if you're not feeling in a good mood, so what if your friend's birthday dinner is tonight? Old lady, why the fuck are you ignoring me? Okay, don't know what's going on. But anyways, but yeah, like you deserve to have space created for you. You deserve to take up space. So if you have to put up a hard boundary with somebody and that boundary looks like separation, you should not feel guilt and shame for that. And I want to give y'all some advice that my higher self gave me the other day. She said humiliation, guilt, shame, and embarrassment is us trying to attach ourselves to the truth. The truth just is. It just is what it is, right? You can't change it. You can't fix it. Like none of that. But when you see that as a self-defining moment and you try to attach yourself to that thing, then you are literally choosing to put yourself into pain and suffering because you're refusing to let something go. I think sometimes because of the society we live in and we constantly focus it on the negative, that it kind of conditions us to be like that in our day-to-day life. So you have all this evidence of who you are, and then one thing happens, and yes, it might be a horrible fucking thing, but one thing happens and all of a sudden this is just thrown up in the air. So I think we got to kind of reshape the way that we think about stuff and reshape the way that we handle things, because a lot of things can cause us to kind of go through identity crises. What, Puka? Sorry, y'all, my cat is in heat. Hey, from Detroit. I'm a Midwest girly too. My mama was just in the D. Hold on. Are my eyebrows real? Yes, they are actually. I don't think I've seen any fake ones, to be honest. But yeah, hey Daz. Evolve Taurus energy. Yes, y'all. Oh, what's crazy? I'm glad you said that, y'all. So y'all know I do a lot of content on numerology. If you're not following me on YouTube, you should be. But I do a lot of content on numerology, y'all. And the energy 6 is my life path number. You find this by basically adding up the numbers of your date of birth. That's the modern day Pythagoras version. The Chaldean version is a little bit different. But my energy is a 6. Now, when a 6 is healed, think Beth Pearson. And I don't know if y'all ever seen the show This Is Us. Like, Beth was a healed 6 energy. You're very compromising. You bring balance and harmony into situations. Like, you are somebody who can understand both sides of the situation. Okay. That's that healed 6 energy. But the unhealed 6 energy looks like Joan from Girlfriends. Very much so. And y'all don't understand how sick that made me to my stomach. It made me so sick to my stomach to come to that realization, because Joan was tripping. She was trying to control everything. Like, she just was insane. She was jealous of her friends when they found love and they found community. Like, just insanity, interfering with everybody's business. Like, that's what that unhealed 6 energy looks like. So coming to the realization that Joan energy was my energy really pissed me off, because I had rejected it. Because I kind of used to say that as like a dig to my friend, because she really did act like Joan, y'all. Like, she was a friend who had her shit together, and she felt like sometimes she was better than other people. And she just was like, that energy. Have to be in control of everything. All the holidays got to be at her place. Like, that whole thing. And realizing that is how we related to each other. And I looked up her life path number, and it just happens to be a 6 as well. And I was just like, fuck. I was rejecting myself. Sometimes the shit that we reject in our reality is a reflection of us. It's good to see you live. I like your videos. Oh, thank you, Daz. I think that says Daz. Thank you, Daz. I don't go live very often, but I've been telling myself that I'm going to go live more often, just because I want to get to know y'all better. Like, especially after today, after I linked up with somebody from TikTok. She was really, really cool, y'all. And I love meeting just good, down to earth people. We went to this little bar that was owned by Black people. And I sat and I talked to the owner, and she was telling me like she loved Japan and traveling to Japan. And she went to like culinary school, and then she learned from family recipes and stuff like that. And she just wanted to bring together a bunch of things that she loved. Love that for you. That's what you should be doing in life. And she has like DJs come, and it's like downtown LA. It's so cute, y'all. It was such a vibe. And we just sat and we talked. We ate some brunch, hung out. And I want more of that with y'all. What does a 30 mean? 30 is 3 energy. So 3 energy kind of gives me like Sagittarius energy. It's like surface level in their relationships, but every time you talk to them, they really deep. When you meet them, they kind of feel like a outcast type of energy, like Offset type of energy. Not Offset the rapper, but like, not Offset is not the right word that I'm looking for. Standoffish type of energy. They tend to be like the bad boys and bad girls in movies. I would say a movie of that 3 energy, a really good movie, is After. It was on Netflix, and it's about this dude, Hardin, who is the bad boy, stereotypical bad boy. But when she gets to know him, he's really, really wise, They're really loyal in relationships. But they are like energy that's constantly moving, constantly not following like conventional standards. Oh, I listen to, they hang out with a lot of outcasts too. Oh, I listened to that book, Woman Who Walked with the Wild. Oh yes, that's such a good book, y'all. I have it right here. Because when I go on my porch in our garden, I just read me a little chapter, sit out there, enjoy my day, enjoy the wind, and read something. This book is so good though, y'all. I even go in the park and read it. When I was in the park, I think learning numerology kind of helped me to understand energy, because that's really what it is. It's the characteristics of energy. Is every energy going to be different? Absolutely. Because each of us have 5 different core numbers, right? So we have 5 different energies that we cycle through on a regular basis, but then we also cycle through the 9 foundational energies every single day, or at different periods of time in our life. Okay. And this is what my guys was actually talking to me about this yesterday. So knowing numerology really helps you because you know who you're dealing with. You can see the signs and you can call it out. You can understand why they reacting to you the way they reacting to you because you understand your energy as well and what energy you're coming to that conversation with. So let me give y'all some examples. So if I'm in a work setting, I'm more of a 1 energy. And that's that masculine go-getter leadership energy. This is usually the energy of entrepreneurs. Every single man in power in a movie is usually in this 1 energy. I say Fitz from Scandal. They're usually going to be the one taking credit for other people's ideas, that type of fucking energy. It actually is good energy to have 1 energy, though, because they are starters, innovators, meaning that they're visionary. They start a lot of things, right? So that's me when I'm at work. When I'm in relationships, I'm usually like a 2 energy, y'all. That energy that bends, the energy of service, ew, gross. That makes me sick to my stomach. But that's what in the past, I've been in this service type of energy, and it's compromising, right? It's the energy that wants to help other people and doesn't mind, taking a step back so that they can have the spotlight. It's the energy that wants to keep the family together and wants to keep the peace. It's the energy of like conflict manager, right? After I would say traumas in life, I became more of like a 4 energy. The 4 energy is very, very strict. It's very controlled. This is the energy that tries to control everything. I don't know if y'all seen, again, This Is Us. Randall is this energy. This energy is more prone to like panic attacks because they're trying to be so fucking perfect. Think Virgo sometimes. Love y'all. But sometimes y'all got that perfectionism and y'all bad. So, Randall from This Is Us is a really good example of this because he's like a councilman. It's usually like the lawyers, the police officers, like they have a really strong sense of justice. They're really good fathers. Sometimes they can be stuck in their ways. So if you're racist with this energy, it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's a very stable, dependable, predictable energy. And I feel like I was in that for a very long time, but that's very restrictive because you don't allow yourself room for a lot of fun, for a lot of change. I have a 7 energy as well, which is the energy of the philosopher, the energy that thinks a lot. These are the people who wonder about the mysteries of the world, and they actually go after the knowledgeable component of it. So I'm in that 7 energy a lot. I am the 6 energy, which is that balance and harmony in every relationship. 6 energy is the energy that can get along with all the other energies. Is very understanding energy. I've been listening to your podcast, sister. Oh, I love that. Y'all, I've grown so much since my podcast. It feels like that happened years ago, but it literally was just like actually, no, I started it a year ago. Yeah, so it was about a year ago. But I love my growth now because some of the information has changed as I have changed. When you come to new understanding, your information and shit should evolve with you. So I think it's really good to look back at that because the first season was phenomenal. I love that body of work, y'all. I love the first season because it was just like a good place to start if you know nothing about energy. It's like, I'm going to just give y'all the basics. It was fun, though. It was fun recording that, but I think I got a little burnt out. Actually, I've been a little burnt out. If y'all seen my recent post, I think I just kind of been pushing through life like everybody else and just constantly moving forward. Sometimes I have trouble like being satisfied with where I am, or satisfied with life in general. And so I'm constantly moving. And recently I realized that I need to slow the fuck down and I need to take some time for myself. So I'm still putting out content and stuff, but I want to start connecting with y'all more because I feel like, I love the comments that I be getting from y'all, and I love having a community who understands what I understand, and just people to talk to about this stuff with. Do you give one-on-one consultations for becoming free? Not necessarily. I think I'm going to start, like I said, going live more often. I wanted to see if I could bring y'all into lives, like seeing if y'all had questions, invite people into the live so we can just chat, kiki, whatever. But I'm still trying to figure out what the next steps are for me because I do want to do energy work, but like live energy work with y'all just to show y'all how to do it. However, I know how restrictive TikTok is and they be on my ass. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that here. So I'm trying to figure that out, like what I'm going to do with that, because I really would like to lead us in energy work. Just because I think it helps to have it helps to have like a starting point. And a lot of us don't talk about spirituality a lot. So how can everyday people learn their energy number? So your life path number is going to be adding up the numbers on your date of birth. So if it's 05181992, you need to add all those numbers up individually, and then whatever number you get, if it's multiple numbers and it's not a single digit number, add those together until you get a single digit number. That's going to be your life path. The next number, which is going to be your specialized number, is going to be your date that you were born. So if you're born on the 17th, it's going to be 8. If you're born on the 14th, it's going to be 5. Okay, add those numbers together. Your personality number is going to be, I would just Google like numerology, letters, and your personality number is going to be all of the consonants, all of the numbers in your name added together. So every letter is associated with a number in numerology. So you need to spell your full name out with your middle names and all of that, and it'll give you your personality number. Your expression number is going to be all the consonants in your name, and then your heart's desire is going to be all of the vowels in your name. So once you get that little chart, you can pull that out. And those are your 5 core numbers. Basically, the five different energies that you're typically going to be in. Yes, I feel like life is moving so fast for me right now because I really am tapping in with myself. My gifts are getting stronger. So it's my protections are getting stronger. My energy's getting stronger. And I feel like I'm evolving very quickly, and it's really scary. I'm not going to lie. I think oftentimes more than not, I have to kind of slow myself down and give myself time to rest because it's moving so fast. And sometimes it can be really jarring. Yes, you do. Love on yourself, period. I heard that. So excited that you're at the crossroads. Can't wait to see the results. I know. I'm excited too. It's such a beautiful thing to change, y'all. It's such a beautiful thing to change. Anytime you in pain, that means something in your environment needs to change, period, point blank. So you have to snuff it out and figure out what it is. Because life is about doing the things that make you happy. You know, we've been so conditioned to not feel joy that we don't even seek it out. It's like we don't want to do fun stuff anymore. Like, that's corny to be fun or to do the shit that you like to do when you was a kid. Like, all of that shit is corny now. Like, I feel like we need to get back to doing the things that we love, even regardless of how people feel about it. The fear of judgment is real. We got to stop caring what people think and just get back to that childlike spirit, because that is being in your feminine energy, right? That's creative energy. That's the same energy of love, beauty, right? And you got to actively seek that type of energy. If you're stuck creatively, start doing things that you love to do. Start feeling excitement, because excitement, I don't know if y'all know what the emotional vibrational scale is, but it kind of tells you what vibration each emotion is at, right? And joy is very high. So that means that joy can polarize lower energies like fear and guilt and shame. You know, so life really is about us regulating our emotions, managing our thoughts, and making sure that our actions align with what we know and what we understand to be true. Everything in life is like that. So if you have an experience and you like it, like literally move towards that experience. Go seek more experiences like that. If you had an experience and you didn't like it, put up a boundary. A boundary needs to be put in place for that energy. But once you put the boundary in place, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be living in fear. You don't have to hold on to that truth. Let it go. Now, I know it's like putting your hand on a hot stove. Just don't put your hand on the hot stove no more. There's no real thing as sin. Sin is short for sine wave. We just go up and down. Cycles. That's what it's about. You're going to have good cycles and you're going to have bad cycles, because we live in a duality universe. We're constantly cycling between this masculine and feminine energy. Can I go back over the 5 numbers? Yes. So your life path number is going to be your date of birth, all the numbers, single numbers added together. Your birthday number, which is your specialized gift, like what's going to help you reach your life purpose, that's the day that you were born. So add it together till you get a single digit. Your personality number is going to be every letter in your name added up, because every letter has a number. Just search modern numerology and go to images and it'll have a little chart. For your expression number, it's going to be all the consonants added up in your name. And for the heart's desire number, like basically what you really desire out of life, like what's at the core of who you are, that one is going to be adding up all the vowels. Growth with healing is beautiful. It is. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. I have a hard time remembering what I liked as a child. Go out there and make new memories. Like literally, they got this little app, and I can't even think the name of it. But they got this app where it tells you everything that's happening in your local area. And it gives you updates all the time. And that's one of them. I think you pay a subscription and you get like how many ever free things a week. And it's like paint and sip, R&B night, like stuff like that. Get outside, get in the field. If you can't remember what you liked as a child, get in the field. Okay? Go out there and explore, because that's what life is about. It's about figuring it out. Like me and the girl that I met with today, we were talking about self-defined spirituality. And she was saying, yeah, I don't really subscribe to church or anything like that. She was like, I'm a spiritual person. I like to like learn about it all and just pick what I like out of it. And I said, it's so many more of us that need to be like that, where we choose what we subscribe to instead of coming into this place and being told, if you don't subscribe to this, you're going to burn in the eternal fire of hell. And it's like, damn. So I got to do it this way. There's no other options. Do you understand how restrictive and limiting that is? There's no room for you to be yourself in there. There's no room for you to be yourself. So I think it's just important for us to just explore, get out there, get in the field, hang out with your friends, what they like to do. You're welcome, Kay. I finally found my people, period. I made a community, y'all, a long time ago, but y'all know I be doing hella fucking shit. And I be having so much going on. Hey, B. I be having so much stuff going on, y'all, that I think that I want to do something. I'll be like, yeah, let me make a spiritual group so we can all talk. And then it's like, I have to actually run the group. I wish, y'all would just talk amongst yourselves and then I can come in when I want to. So we got to start something, though. So because I want to start the conversation, because I think a lot of people write me, and what people are missing is community. I think everybody has been so focused on being separate, being an individual. Like, you remember when families used to live together as a whole? It was everybody in the same house. Yes, it's annoying as fuck because it's so much energy and personalities going on. But you know how much money they was able to save? I wish I had somebody's house I could stay at. Like, for real, like, I feel like community is what we missing, because everybody trying to be an individual. Everybody trying to show that they independent. They got their own stuff. Like, it's nothing wrong with living with your family. It's nothing wrong with having a good support system and a community. And I think that's something we really need to build again. I do all of the things: hike, play in the rain, yoga. Oh, y'all, I love the rain too. Dance, singing in the shower. I do too, y'all. I literally, when I'm working sometimes, I put on music, and I have a playlist for everything, because I'm a playlist type of girly. I'm an artsy person in general. I like the vibes. I like the aesthetic. I feel like that's really what us Tauruses are about. Aesthetic. Like, we need to feel the whole vibe. And I feel like that starts with just having fun. Fall in love with just the little shit. Like, when I find music, lyrics, I need to understand what they're saying in the song. It makes it hit so much differently. Feel the feelings. Feel the feelings. And you can feel what energy a person was in when they sing in a song. I love music because it helps you to relate to people. It helps you to resonate. And also, it helped me to put stuff into words that I could not express or could not articulate myself. Music is like, what? That should be the start. Figure out what your vibe is. Sometimes I'm in that early 2000s vibe. Sometimes I'm in the 90s vibe. Sometimes I just want to listen to the girls. Jill, Erykah Badu, Sade, Corinne Bailey Rae, like them girls. Them is the girls. Lauryn Hill, throw her in there. I don't know if I said Jill Scott, but I'm going to say it again, because Jilly from Philly is really that girl. So I be in that mood. Sometimes I'm in like that break even mood I don't know if y'all remember. It wasn't VH1, MTV Music, MTV Jams, whatever used to be on in the morning when you on the way to high school. Millennials know what I'm talking about. And they used to be playing all those like rockish, like alternative songs. Yeah, sometimes I'm in that mood. So just vibe, y'all. That's it. All we do is gotta vibe. Figure out what the vibes are and vibe. Okay, hold on. I'm a Taurus too. Hi, twin. Y'all, I would definitely say, let me say this. People with Taurus moons love y'all. Y'all are the most beautiful people inside and out. It's ridiculous. I always know when somebody got a Taurus moon because they so compassionate towards other people. They just genuinely care. If they at a concert and somebody passes out, they're turning around to help them. They turn into a damn EMT. Like, Taurus moons are beautiful. I've had multiple best friends throughout my life, and it's usually Aquarius or a Taurus. I love us deep. And I dated 2 Taurus men, wouldn't recommend, very ghetto. Very ghetto. Throw them away. The one thing about a Taurus man, they gonna have a double life. Hey, Aquarius. Girl, I've been seeing energy and hearing voices that I get messages from Jesus. Is that something you come? No. The energy, I'm not, I don't know if I should say that because I don't want to offend anybody, but that energy does not feel good to me when I tap into that. And being that I know how that was organized and put together by the University of Alexandria, check out my YouTube channel, Astro Worship, episode 1 and 2. I will tell you exactly where Christianity started, because it didn't start in the 17th and 18th and 19th century like they said it did. It started before that. But their prophecy didn't come through, and everybody turned their back on the church when they realized the prophecy didn't come true. And then Constantine, the Romans, pushed it further. So no, I am not talking to Jesus directly. Seeing energy and hearing voices, you might be clairaudience for sure. Seeing energy, your gifts might just have turned on way too fast, and that's okay. Seeing energy is a good thing. Just try to figure it out. It's not a bad thing. Don't be scared. The hearing voices part, you may have an attachment, or you might just be hearing into other frequencies. Understand that you are powerful. And when I say that, you can create anything with your mind. So for me, when I'm trying to focus on something and I'm hearing too much around me, I put on these noise cancel headphones in the spiritual realm, and then it's gone. You can create that for yourself as well. You don't actually have to buy anything. They keep trying to sell back to you what you can do with your mind. And if you believe in what you're doing, it is very much so going to come true. Okay? So if you're hearing voices, just put on noise cancel headphones. It really works for me. Okay? Good food too. Yes. So many of us are eating so fast, we don't even savor the taste no more. I've been trying to eat my food so slow now, y'all, because I'm a former scarfer. I feel like when it's in front of me and I'm hungry, don't let me be starving. But I feel like, yeah, we just need to learn how to exist and stay in the present moment. Like, actually stay in the present moment instead of constantly being distracted by our phones or by the TV. Like, literally just, when I walk into a room now, I try to feel the energy immediately. Like, what does it feel like in here? You know, I look around me. I look at the aesthetic. Like, I literally am just taking everything in. So many more of us need to be like that. So many more of us. Pisces moon here. I feel all the music. Yes, Pisces moons are the most creative people I've ever met. Hey, friend. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Queen Manifester. Happy Sunday. Y'all didn't even realize tomorrow is Labor Day. I had no freaking idea. Music is so healing. Yes, it is. Music is so healing. I feel like anytime I've ever been low in life, music has been like my go-to. Like, me, my brother, and my little cousin, we have like a music group. And we share music, nothing but music there. It ain't no talking in that group. We don't talk about nothing in that group. We share music back and forth, and that's it. But it's really healing. I feel like sometimes you don't even know what you're feeling until you hear it in a song, and you just like, damn, I couldn't have said that better. And it just gives words to your emotions. And I think it could be really like, it could help you to release some of that stuff too. Or even understand other people when they going through breakups and stuff like that. If you've heard it in a song, you know what it feels like. You know, if you've experienced it yourself, you know what it feels like. It's the vibrational frequencies. Yes. Oh, Lauryn Hill Unplugged. I just was talking to my mama about that, y'all. Because I was like, Mom was like, she only had one album. I'm like, yeah, but on Apple, they got her Unplugged, like her MTV Unplugged, and it was so good. Hey, y'all. Yes, my baby is a Taurus moon. She is so sweet. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, Taurus moons are like a godsend. Peacemakers. So sweet, so kind, like genuinely just care about other people. What if I'm seeing shadows move? That's normal. That's normal. That just means you have sight, babe. That's it. That's it. That's all. You usually see them out the corner of your eye. I'm glad I found you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to have you. Have you read The Tao of Physics? I have not. That's the second time somebody said that to me this week. Did you say that to me before? I feel like somebody said that to me. Thank you, sis. I need to hear that. You're welcome. I got to go dance, but I'm grateful to hear you speak. Yes. Love to dance, too. Do you, boo? I listened to the whole season 1 of your podcast and love it. I need to lock back in. Yeah, it was really good, y'all. I actually enjoyed doing that because I don't think y'all understand how much it helps me, too. You know, like, I feel like stuff be clicking for me on a deeper level when I go back and try to teach it. So teaching really, really helps me. I be trying not to be a preacher all the time, though. Because with the 7 energy, the energy of intellect, it sometimes causes people to get annoyed by it. And it's because with more knowledge, with knowledge comes change, meaning that the more you know, when you know better, you have to do better, period, point blank. That's just how we are designed to function. So sometimes when you come and you spit in knowledge to somebody that makes them feel uncomfortable, it makes them feel like now I have to change, you are threatening their comfortability. So sometimes people get really annoyed by the energy that I have. And it's okay, you know. But one thing that I'll say that I've experienced a lot through life too is like rejection when I am spitting knowledge too, because I feel like insecurities. It'd be other people's insecurities about what they know. They feel like because I know a lot, they have to know a lot as well. And so they tend to try to like challenge me in like a brain off or some shit. And I'll just be like, bro, I'm not about to play with you. Hi, my name is Elvin. Hi, Elvin. Have I read what? The Apocrypha? No, that's actually on my list. I need to read that. Hi, Chantel. But yeah, I want to be in community more, y'all, because I just feel like we need an open space to like chat with each other. And I feel like when you're on your spiritual journey, it could be really difficult because 9 times out of 10, you the first person to go. You're the first person to go on this spiritual journey. So it feels very alone because you're changing. And 9 times out of 10, the people that you're around were at that lower frequency. But what happens is that now you're right here. So you no longer resonate with them anymore. And in order for you to continue to operate or be in community with them, you got to keep coming down. And then the more you have to come down, the more you're going to stay there. And all of a sudden you back down here with them. It's so important for us to learn to let go and to find our people. You know, find your people. Find the people that make you feel safe. Find the people who make you feel comfortable to just be yourself. And whatever that entails. You know, don't hide yourself. Be your true, authentic self up front, because what happens is we make friends based off of our mask. The mask we have put up, this illusion of who we want to be perceived as. And then you wonder why you don't have good connection with your friends. It's because this was fake. So now you got a bunch of fake ass friends that fit that aesthetic. So yeah, we just gotta, as you grow and evolve, don't be afraid to just let go of the past. I think a lot of us have a fear of moving on. I do too, y'all. I'm not exempt from any of this. Actually, if anybody, me, I would like to say stay comfortable and predictable and safe. But the reality is that change is the only thing that's constant. That's the only thing we can depend on, is that it's gonna change. So we just have to learn how to adapt and welcome in the new. Like, I've been having issues with my car recently. I got in an accident, which wasn't my fault, but anyways, I got in an accident and then my brakes went out and I was like, well, you know what? I've had this car for like 8 years. Why don't I just get a new car? And I've been having to Uber to different places because I went to a couple concerts this week, Lucky Day and Sinead. Her name is Sinead Harnett. Ooh, girl, they were after my heart, y'all. They was after my heart. Why would you get up there and sing like that? Anyways, I've been Ubering everywhere. So I've been kind of changing my perspective on how I view it. Normally, I feel like I would be like, damn, like I got to catch an Uber. I got to spend money to go somewhere, I haven't been looking at it like that at all. I've really been like, oh, at least I got a chauffeur. I don't got to worry about driving it. As I'm like in my Uber, I'm just taking in the scene around me. And it feels so different. It's like this gratefulness and this joy for life, no matter what is going on. But you have a podcast, a YouTube, so I think that's fine. But one-on-one conversation, no. Yes, it's happening to me now. Sorry, I be trying to read y'all comments too. Do I record live sessions? Yeah, I do. But then you got to download them. And, oh no, I just bought a bunch of space on my phone. I definitely can download these. I'm dealing with that with my boyfriend. It's like I can't even talk to them. Yeah. It gets really difficult. And it feels like you're talking to a damn wall sometimes because they be determined to misunderstand you. Like, I feel like the worst thing people do to me is weaponize incompetence. Like, they act like they don't know what I'm talking about so that they can't be held accountable or so that they don't have to engage. Like, I feel like it's frustrating. But that's how you know when you're uncomfortable, when you're in pain, that's not a bad thing. It's literally just telling you, babe, something needs to change. This isn't working anymore. And whatever that means and whoever that means you got to let go of, you have to. Because the sacrifice is yourself. You keeping yourself stuck at a lower vibration for no reason. Besides the fact that you love somebody. You can still love somebody. And choose you. May I have leave them behind? Just broke it off with someone for the exact reason, not on the same wavelength. Yeah, y'all broke it off with a friend of like 20 something years. I love her down. That's my day one. Like, I love her down. But you benefit from my lack of boundaries. And when I tried to set a boundary, you chose to be cruel. I'm never like that with you because I know that shit be hurting your feelings, but you don't be caring about my feelings. Right? You think that I could just, because I can take it, that it's appropriate. No, babes. And then want to holler like a hit dog when I give you that same energy. I literally can't do it anymore. Like, I feel like I don't have the energy for stuff like that anymore. I love you, And I was very, very kind and gentle when presenting it to her. But, when you start to grow, and it happens fast sometimes. It happens fast. So it feels like there's a huge gap in between y'all. You just got to honor where you are. Honor where you are right now. And if that person has to be gone right now because they're not meeting your standards, that is okay. And it don't matter who it is. I didn't talk to my dad for like 2 years because he just didn't get it. He wasn't holding himself accountable. And I just was like, well, can't be over here. My people hold themselves accountable. So, yes, I love Shanique. Oh my gosh. And she sang down too, y'all. Baby didn't miss a note. I'm so sad that I missed out on Lucky Day. Oh, Lucky Day. Y'all know, what's his new song? Diamond and Teal. I think it's Diamonds and Teal. Baby. Is it Diamonds and Teal? I don't know, but it reminds me of Prince Adore. And it's such a good fucking song. And when I say he was singing, I said some of these new artists could never. I'd had all the smiles when I said yes to everything and everybody. I say no. I become the problem. Yeah, no, I feel that because I feel like, so I'm extreme, y'all. I'm super extreme. I'm super strict sometimes. And I think that I was a person who was overextending myself all the time. Definitely the true definition of a people pleaser. Period. That was me. I was a rug and they was running all over my ass. And I think there came a point of time where I was just like, enough. Like I literally was pouring from an empty cup. I didn't have nothing left to give nobody. Like it was like I was so far disconnected from myself. Like I wasn't even feeling my feelings anymore. I just was like fucking numb, just moving through life. And I said, you know what? No, enough is enough. And I started setting boundaries and I started saying no to everybody. And I stopped answering everybody's phone call because I was one of those people who every time you call me, I'm running to the phone. I'm picking up the phone. People could depend on me to the point where if I didn't answer my phone, everybody mad. And I'm like, damn, like they don't treat my brother like this. But my brother never answers his phone. So I had to reset up these boundaries. And I felt so much shame and so much guilt for doing that. But I started saying no to everything. I did for about 6 months. Don't ask me to pick up your kids. Don't ask me to do nothing. I'm not doing nothing. And I literally was just like, no to everything. It was hard because I felt so much shame and guilt. But I did that until I did not feel shame and guilt anymore. And now it's so easy. No is like my favorite word. No. I don't offer up my services no more. If they don't ask, I don't offer. And if they do ask, I ask myself, would I do this 10 times over? And if the answer is no, I ain't doing it now. And if they need help, I'm going to point them to somebody else's resources. You know, you can hop on Thumbtack. You can hop on TaskRabbit. I'm going to send it to you. I'm very particular about where I put my energy because that's an investment. Energy is investment. And you got to be careful where you invest in your time. Because every time you invest your time in something outside of yourself, it's less for you. I had all the smiles when I said yes. Okay, this woman's mind is amazing. Thank you. How do you properly do the 3-6-9 method? I think that's what Nikola Tesla was talking about. And it's like you write something 3 times, then 6 times, then 9 times, and you're supposed to manifest. I don't follow anybody else's rules. I have a very raw dogging way about going about everything. Like, for example, the class that I just got out of that I was telling y'all about, her name was Natalie. She taught us how to just not subscribe to anything. Like, don't depend on tarot. Don't depend on whatever. Depend on your abilities. And it made me so much more confident throughout life. So when I'm trying to manifest something, I say what it is that I want. And when I get up, I act like I'm going to get it. And what I mean by that is, like, say I'm trying to get a car, right? I figure out what type of car I want to get when I get up. Like I say, you know what? I'm about to get a brand new car. When I get up, I'm going to be looking for that car, looking for the features that I want, right? Might even go to some dealerships and test drive some cars, figure out the pricing for all of those cars. I don't think about whether or not I have the money for that car. I just act like I'm about to get a new car and it comes straight to me. Some of my manifestations come in like 72 hours. It actually comes when you stop thinking about it. Because what happens is you'll put in the order, and as soon as you think something on a spiritual plane, it happens. But you'll put in the order, but because there's a time delay here, because we're vibrating at the lowest vibration, right? Once you put in the order, now you're telling yourself, I don't deserve this. Oh, how am I do this? I ain't got no money. And you literally, the thing is knocking at the door, and you done shut the damn curtains and turned off all the lights. You got to stay focused on what you do want, because that's how the universe operates. It doesn't operate in don'ts. So if you focus on what you don't have, you're going to get an abundance of what you don't have. If you focus on what you do want, you're going to get an abundance of what you do want. The universe is always going to grant you an abundance because abundance is your birthright. You were born abundant. But it's how you're thinking about it. The universe is mental. So your mindset is the most important thing about you. Yes. Yes, ma'am. My mom always says I teach her how to say no. Yes. And what's crazy is your kids are born with exactly what you don't have. They're born with exactly what you need. And what you don't realize is when you have kids, you are manifesting that baby. You are manifesting it. So it is exactly what you need. For example, my mama, she's a Sagittarius. Y'all know Sagittariuses are a little bit financially irresponsible. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Okay. Sometimes their priorities is just, right? She had a Capricorn, structure, authority, right? You need structure. You need structure. Because Sagittariuses are fire energy, right? They're spontaneous. They're jumping from one place to another, right? So she had a Capricorn and then a Taurus. She kept being in relationships that were abusing her because as a kid, she was abused mentally, emotionally. So she chose people who were abusing her because sometimes your ego puts you in the same situation, not because it wants you to be happy, because it don't care about you being happy. It puts you in that same situation because now you got the survival mechanisms built up to handle that situation because you've already been there. You see how problematic that is when you're not driving the car? Because if you let your ego run the whole show, you're going to keep meeting the same people, just in different skin suits. So she had a Taurus because love is what she needed. And child, she rejected me. Love you, mama. But she did because she didn't know how to receive love because she never had to. So I'm teaching her that every single day. How to love herself, how to pour light back into herself. Living intentionally, yep, boundaries, yes. Yes, I'm learning to stand up for myself by removing anything that is not aligned. Yes, absolutely. It's so important for you to stand up for yourself too. Why? Because this is your manifestation center, right? You manifest in the physical through words. You manifest in the spiritual through thoughts. You manifest in the physical through what you're doing. Words is the physical manifestation of your thoughts, okay? So, speaking up for yourself, setting good boundaries, speaking your truth, prioritizing your needs just as much as you prioritize everybody else. All of that affects here, your throat center, your ability to manifest the life that you want. If you are not doing those things, you are not going to be able to manifest. That also goes for lies, because this is the center of truth. So if you lying all the time, you are literally standing in your own way. Hey, Chocolate Angel. Yeah, it's time to walk away from that people pleasing because you really are just trying to make everybody else feel comfortable, everybody else feel safe, but yourself. And then when you go back to those same people who you done helped out 1,000,000 times, they ain't got nothing for you. Why? Because takers take. That's why givers have to have boundaries. And sometimes we do it to ourselves. We got to hold ourselves accountable too. Because they're not overextending themselves like that. You overextending yourself. People pleasing comes from you trying to prove yourself. You trying to prove that you're a good friend, that you're a good lover, that you are somebody that they can depend on, that you're loyal, that you're whatever. And the sacrifice is you. So you got to get out of that. Unsubscribe right now, today. Natalie be teaching. She sure do. I love me some Nat. Joyous greetings. Hey, y'all. But yeah, the sacrifice be us most of the time. And that's what I'm learning, y'all. The sacrifice does not have to constantly be us. We got to make sure that we okay too. You can't give out love if you're not giving it to yourself first. You literally pushing all your love externally. You know, I had a come to Jesus moment. Not come to Jesus. I take that back. I had a come into the light moment at the beginning of this week. And it was really painful, y'all. Ooh, them spiritual deaths. Ooh, baby, it was so painful. But I had sat with myself and I was talking to my higher self. And she basically showed me myself. And I don't think had I loved myself that I would have received it the same way. It's so important for you to fall in love with who you are. Because you chose this. You think you chose something you don't like? Everything about you, you chose. Right? So it's like, I love being smart. I love the intellect component of it. I've been rejected for it my whole life. That's how you know when it's you. You like it, but everybody else hates it, so you change it. That's you. That's you just betrayed yourself. Go back and get those pieces where you decided to be less just so everybody else could be comfortable. And when I was talking to my higher self last week, basically the conclusion of the conversation was that I did not believe that I was capable of doing what I was trying to do when I was a kid. But you got to understand that when you a kid, we take everything internally. This is what Natalie, I do shadow work with Natalie. I talk about her all the time. But when you're a kid, you internalize everything. And she told me that we center ourselves when we are a kid because it makes us feel like we're in control, right? If the parents is centered, then we powerless. So sometimes we center ourselves. So when stuff happens, we think that we are to blame and we internalize that, right? And because I was trying to help at such a young age, them see that, hey, like I'm a very much so, I have conflict manager energy. I can hear both sides. I understand both sides. I resonate with both sides. I know exactly what to say to get y'all to understand each other. But when you try to do that from a kid's standpoint in an environment where kids are not respected, where kids are not seen as having their own autonomy, where kids are not seen as being wise, it feels like rejection. So that happens over and over and over and over and over again until you think that the problem is you, so you need to be different. And I tried to be the perfect version of who they wanted me to be. And it still wasn't enough. That's the gag, clock that T. It still wasn't enough. So you might as well just be you. I just went back to my default. I'm not doing nothing new. I'm doing what I always love to do. Like I said in that video, one of my favorite things to do is I'm able to see people's light immediately. When I meet people, it's on a soul-to-soul level almost immediately. I see exactly who they are. I've been that way since I was a kid. My friends will introduce me to a man and I'll be like, baby, that is a narcissist. That right there... I speak that language. I attract them all the time. You know, I'm able to see through to people. And damn, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, y'all. Somebody tell me in the comments. Ego loves comfort. Yes, ego loves everything that's predictable. It wants you to stay the same. So that means that it don't care if you happy. Yep. Tauruses are here to bring love, y'all. Beauty back to life. You know? And I love that. Can you talk about Saturn and Taurus? Yeah, so Saturn is a feminine energy and so is Taurus, okay? Saturn is the most malevolent, meaning that it's worse than Venus when it comes to like the things that you'll experience in your life. But Saturn and Taurus means that you're going to have to be very, very mindful and disciplined when it comes to your money, when it comes to your resources, when it comes to what you value. Saturn is about restrictions and limitations that you have on yourself. So you're probably going to constantly be in this lack mind state when it comes to money, on the shadow side of this energy. And what I mean by that is that you're trying to chase it. You don't see it as being attainable. And money is not in what you do when you try to chase money is you put money on a pedestal. So now money has the power, when money is really just an exchange of energy. So what happens when you exchange something? You're getting something for something else. So whatever you send out is coming back to you. And when we can know that and trust that and believe that, and we don't look at money as something certain people have and other people's don't, because that's what society is training us to be conditioned to think about money. When we can get out of that mindset and we realize that money is literally fucking everywhere there is money, right? It's not something that's not attainable. So Saturn is about your value. So you're going to struggle when it comes to possessions, meaning that you're going to put restrictions on yourself. You'll have limitations in yourself because of where that placement is. Okay. So just make sure that you are good at being disciplined. You're good at making a plan, maybe coming up with a budget would definitely help with that. But yeah. Yes, it is a gift to be able to know exactly who people are when you meet them. Because when you have sight and you can kind of see through people, I'm a feeler. You can say whatever out your mouth, but I feel you. I feel you. And I know exactly what's going on. So my mom is an Aries, birthed in Aquarius. Yeah, Aquariuses teach you how to be free. Aquariuses are about freedom. Okay? They teach you how to speak up for other people too. Truth. Why when you love yourself, everyone else hates you? Because they don't want, when you get better, y'all, when you start to get better, other people get uncomfortable because now they feel like they saw you as y'all being right here. Now you right here. And it's like, who the fuck you think you are? You think you better than me? Da, da, da. They need to bring you back down so that they don't have to change. Change is uncomfortable. So let them hate you. Be okay with being a villain in somebody's story. I do not care. I could care less. Be mad. I'm going to make you madder. Spoken like a true tourist. I'm going to make you madder, baby. I'm sorry. Nah, let me not do that. I won't, though. I really care about people and it hurting their feelings. I do. But sometimes I could be on that. I realize I've been trying to diminish myself to seem normal. Yes, we dim our light, y'all. That's what it is dimming your light to try to fit into some box. Hold on, y'all. Boop. Sorry, they make you do these little verifications. We dim ourselves to try to fit in a box. What happens is we try to be ourselves authentically in front of somebody. Like, let me give you an example. I was goofy as hell as a kid. I'm still goofy as hell. I say the most outlandish shit. Like, I should be in one of those jackets. Right? So I was goofy as hell. And, you know, like, when people are not in the mood for that, that could be annoying. And I would definitely say that my mama was like very like, she was fun, you know, around adults, but around kids, it was just like I felt that she was annoyed by us. Right. And so she used to tell me like, take your goofy ass to your room and like, you know, bye. And so next time I come out, of course, I'm going to be less goofy because I want to be out there with the adults. And then if I'm goofy again, take your ass to your room. Okay, now, next time I come out, I'm going to have to be less goofy. That's what happens to a lot of us. Our light is dimmed over and over again until there's no light left. I'm telling you, don't you let them people get you. Don't you let them people get you. Ain't nobody know. Okay. I would love to be friends with you. Oh, I'm friends with all of y'all. I'm friends with all of y'all. Be serious. I'm friends with every single one of y'all. Y'all can reach out to me. I respond to almost everybody. I also block too, though. You know, anybody who come over here pushing their propaganda or, you know, being on what I don't agree with, I just block them. But I do respond to a lot of y'all. Like I said, I literally went to brunch with somebody from TikTok earlier today. I had never met her before. She was cool as hell. I'm actually excited about the new friendship that we have just formed. You know, she's in a transitory period, and I feel like that's a lot of people who find me. People who are transiting. People who are trying to be different. People who are trying to be better. And I love that for me because I love helping. I love helping in any way that I possibly can because why not? Why not? We have all these experiences. Just because we went through something, we expect that somebody else got to go through the same thing? No. We should be learning from each other. We should be sharing. We should care enough about them having to experience the same pain that you experienced because you experienced it. You know how painful it is. You know? So it's just me and my 2-year-old. Okay, can we talk about, hold on. These comments be moving fast, y'all. Jab, hold on. Can we talk about Leo and Mars? Yeah. So Mars is like your courage. Mars is like your fighting spirit, okay? Leo is about self-expression. So you probably a little bit, you know, how do I say this? You might be a firecracker with your words when you mad. This is also where you're competitive too, though. All the fire signs are very much so like that starting energy. So you could definitely be creative energy too, though. Pure creativity with Leo, because Leo is about self-expression, right? It's about, Leo is here to teach you how to be authentically you. Leo is the only sign that's associated with the sun, you know, and it shines bright. It shines very, very bright. It's very bright energy. So having a Mars in Leo is like you definitely probably a little firecracker. When you get mad, you could be a little short-tempered because all the fire signs are. Sagittarius terrorist is what I call them. They fight for sport. They think that shit is fun. They do it for the thrill. And then who's the other fire sign? Aries, short-tempered. Very, very short-tempered. Leos too, though. I don't think people be realizing that Leos will really take it there with you. But yeah, Mars and Leo, you're probably going to have that fighting spirit. You're probably going to be super creative. You're probably going to be, you may be competitive too, because Leos are definitely competitive. That Taurus placement is keeping me stagnant. No, don't think about it like that, baby. Do not think about it like that. You need to reframe the way that you thinking, right? Because Saturn is not putting limitations or restrictions on you. Saturn is saying, hey, this is where you're going to limit yourself. This is where you're going to struggle. Let's come up with a plan. Okay? So you need to really care and place some of your energy in finance management. You need to learn about money and the energy of money. Learn about money as an energy. I actually built a whole money world where when I go here, and I go here in my mind, obviously in my mind's eye, but when I go here, everything is made of money. Everything around me, so that when I go there, and it's at the energy of money and abundance as well. You could feel it in the air. Everybody's rich. You know, when I go there, it's just like I'm in flow with money. I remind myself that money is everywhere. Money is not something that is hard to obtain. Money is literally, everything is made out of money. You can do the same thing too. I keep people away from me because I feel the intent energy. Yeah, we can feel energy. Energy don't lie. Energy do not lie. That's the only way that they cannot fool you when it comes to energy. People really be mad when you do better than them. Yep, they do. Because they feel like now they got to do better. Aries married to an Aquarius is crazy. Child, God bless you. I love y'all back. Oh man, that makes me sad. I learned not to speak things upon myself that I do not claim. Yeah, I wouldn't, because your words are powerful. That's why they call it spelling, because you are casting a spell with your words. Your words, like I said, your throat is your manifestation center. The words that you use is manifesting something into existence. So don't speak poorly about yourself. One, because your brain can't tell the difference. Even if you say it like a joke, my ugly ass, your brain cannot tell the difference. Right? So you got to be careful how you talk about yourself, because your brain thinks you serious as hell. Dead ass serious, actually. And yeah, don't speak poorly about other people either. Because sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, right, and say, you in traffic and somebody cuts you off and you like, I hope all four of your tires bust or some shit like that. If you really, really mean that, because you got to have focus and intention, meaning like heightened emotion and intention, like what you want to happen, you create this artificial entity that'll go and try to attach itself to them. And once you create it, you don't got no control over it. And the more you give it energy, the more you give it power to do and wreak havoc in this other person's life. So you need to be very careful about what you're thinking about constantly, what you're saying constantly too, because thoughts are actions as well. It's not just what come out your mouth. It's what you're thinking as well. You are creating things. So you need to be very, very careful with that. Yep. Don't block me. Hey, AJ. Hi, little cousin. Hey, who said hey, Taja? Let me go back up. Hey, sweetie. I feel like I'm under spiritual attack a lot and in need of guidance. I think a lot of us are. I think it was a lot. It feels like, I would say a couple months ago. I ain't gonna say now because I'm really protected, so I don't feel the same way that I felt before. But I felt like it was a lot of dark energy around just in general. So I feel like a lot of people are kind of experiencing spiritual attacks. If you know that you can get it up off of you, I would definitely do that. If you don't have sight or anything like that, go to somebody who does energy work and make sure that you're shielding and protecting your energy every day. When you're a spiritual person, spiritual is just not like some costume that you put on. You actually are practicing spirituality, meaning that when I get up in the morning, I shield and I protect myself. You know, when I meditate so that I can get my mind right and my thoughts right. It's something you actually do have to practice, okay? Oh, thank you. I'm an inspiration. I love that. I love a good compliment. I distanced myself from 2 family members when my mama went to heaven, and my life has changed for the better. Hey, you got to do whatever is best for you. Don't feel guilty about it. You got to do whatever is best for you. Always. Because if you don't prioritize your happiness, who will? Do you have an episode about money as being energy? No, I need to do something about money. And actually, I'm about to talk about the energy of 8 next week, not next week, the week after next on the YouTube content. So I'll probably put something in there about money, just because I think that these last couple of months I have been breaking up my formal relationship with money, and I have been like rebuilding my relationship with money. So I do a lot of making myself feel safe. So every time, say I use my card or I spend my own money, before I used to be like, hate spending my own money, and that's still a fact, that still stands. But instead of doing that, now I say, I'm so grateful that I'm able to get what I need. I'm so grateful that I have more than enough. And I say more than enough because at first I kept saying I'm so grateful that I have what I need to survive. And then I felt like I constantly only had what I needed to survive. So you got to be very intentional about what you're saying. So I changed it to I'm so grateful that I have more than enough, more than what I need. Every time I spend money, every time I pay my rent, every time I pay any of my bills, anytime I buy something, I just change my relationship and the wording around money, because I think a lot of us associate money with negative shit. For me, I didn't have money when I was a kid. So if you don't got money, you're going to be broke. You're going to have to boil water to wash your ass. You probably going to have hand-me-downs. Like, that's the shit that goes through my head. So we got to unpack that. We got to unpack that and change the way that we think about money, and then you'll be able to attract it. As a Sagittarius, I appreciate this mindset of everywhere there is money in abundance. Yeah, absolutely. And what goes around comes around. When you give out love, you get love, and vice versa with negativity. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, because it's the law of cause and effect. And some people don't believe in karma. Karma is just like the cosmic law of the hermetic principle of cause and effect, which tells us that when we set something in motion, the equal opposite is created. And that's usually comes back to us, but there's a way to transcend it. And the way to transcend karma, what we would consider to be karma, but it's just cause and effect, is holding yourself accountable. You have to make up for what you did. You have to set the scales back in balance. And you do that by validating the other person's experience, by holding yourself accountable, by taking responsibility. And so many of us are afraid to do that because we're afraid to admit that sometimes we the fucking problem. But when we can get out of our own way and admit that sometimes it is us. Sometimes we like toxicity. Hell, I was addicted to chaos, y'all. It was thrilling. It was thrilling. It was fun to go tit for tat. You know? But now it's not. You grow out of things. And I just feel like, how do I get it off you? How do you get it off you? I wouldn't do it yourself if you don't know what you're doing. And also, you got to kind of get to the root of why it's there. Because nothing can attach to you without your consent. And what that means is sometimes they attach to you based off of what you're saying to yourself. That's why I'm saying be nice to yourself. You know, they attach to you based on how you feel on the inside. So if you depressed, yeah, you're more likely to get an attachment because you are literally abusing yourself. What's one more is basically the sentiment behind that. You know, and some of these spirits, some of them are created and some of them are people who used to be here and who was miserable. A lot of times, some of the spirits who have died of a sudden death, which is it could be overdose, it could be a car accident, whatever. If they died in a miserable state, some of them energies will attach themselves to you and just kind of live out their life using and abusing your energy. Because a lot of them don't realize that they dead. And then the ones who do realize that they dead, some of them just want people to be in pain just the way that they are. How do I work with Lilith and Capricorn to be creative? Your creative energy... Capricorn is a restrictive energy, though. Capricorn is not a creative energy. Capricorn is a doer. Capricorn is about action. Capricorn does stuff. What are you trying to do with your Lilith? I guess I don't understand the question. Great way to use positive affirmations. Yeah, I learned the concept of Louise Hayes. Every time you pay your bills, give thanks. Absolutely. I'm grateful every time I got money. And I'm also like the type of person, I'm very generous. So I'll be having to be careful too with money, because if it was up to me, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. So I could be really generous sometimes, so I be having to watch myself when it comes to spending money too, because I be spending money like a drug dealer. So yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and talk to y'all for a little minute, because I feel like my guides have been telling me that I need to start putting what I've been doing into practice, meaning that I need to start talking to y'all. We need to start talking about these things, you know. And I love to answer any questions that y'all have, because I know how it is being where you are, where you just started, and it feels like, you know, nobody is there, nobody wants to understand, and you're just looking for a way to get yourself out of survival mode. I've definitely been there a million times over. And I think once you get on the other side, it really is peaceful. I think when I felt peace for the first time, I was confused as hell. I came home from the gym and I was stretching, and I jumped up off the floor and I said, something is wrong, something is missing. And I'm moving around my house real fast, and I said, hold on, take a break, sit down, calm down, try to feel the energy. And I felt it, and I just was like, oh, I don't have a million thoughts going through my head. I'm literally acting tweaked out because I don't have thoughts going through my head. And then it made me realize how many thoughts was going through my head at all time. And you know, if you struggle with creativity, usually it's because you got all these thoughts bogging down in your mind. And sometimes when your mind is full, nothing new can come through. You got all these same thoughts recycling, and nothing new can come through. So you got to create space when you're trying to bring something new in. Create space in your mind. Learn how to manage your thoughts a little bit. And what I mean by that is, what I used to do is when anything would come up that was negative, I would try to figure out what the root of it was. Like, if I would say something negative about my body, I would be like, when was the first time I heard something about my body to make me feel that way? And I was able to trace it back. Like, I know exactly where I picked it up from. And I started to, who is this? Let me block you. I don't know what you're doing, but you done wrote my little cousin talking about DM you? No. He's unavailable. Anyways, what was I saying, y'all? I didn't know what was happening for a second. And y'all know I hate a scammer. It'd be scammers everywhere. I forgot what I was saying, y'all. Oh, I was talking about, like, when you're on your journey and you feel, don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm a trip. Because what are you doing? Anyways, what was I saying? Damn, y'all. I lost it. That happens a lot with me. I'm telling y'all, I got the mind of Dory. I got the mind of a fish. I'm so embarrassing, too, because I'm talking about, she done wrote my little cousin. I know he probably like, girl, don't write my little cousin, girl. He got a girlfriend and I like her and she ain't going nowhere. But anyways, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to connect with y'all for a little bit. That was it. I just wanted to get on here and have a little key. That was it. I appreciate y'all, and I'll probably be doing this more. My train gets derailed all the time, y'all, for real. I really do have the mind of a fish. I feel like I got so much stuff going on up there. But I love sharing. Do any of y'all got questions? Ask me some questions. I would love to answer any questions that y'all got. I feel like it's always good just to have somebody you can talk to. You're not the only one. You were saying when you thought about who said something about your body as a kid. Oh, Journey is she. Thank you. I was talking about that. So, and I was able to trace it back to my mama and my brother. I feel like my brother I used to weaponize something specific about my brother, and he used to weaponize my weight to me. So it was not actually how I felt about my body. It was how everybody else had felt about my body, or how I had been judged about my body my whole life. Because I feel like, I was pretty developed at 12. I would act like a 12-year-old, but I was pretty developed at 12. And I felt like that was concerning to some of my family because they think that the girl is being fast instead of the men being perverted, which is what? Right? So I felt like, that wasn't me. So I had to start changing the way that I was, talking to myself, because also you got to understand that you are not this body. You are not this body. You are the awareness that is inside of the body. It's like you're driving this car and this is your car. Would you be cussing your car out on the way to the destination the whole way and still expect it to get you there? You got to think about your body like that as well. Your body is just the vehicle for this, what you're exploring right now. This is the vessel. Thank you, Kenneth. This is your vessel. You should not be abusing your vessel. It's like driving your car and literally getting out your car and start kicking your car. You're worthless when it just got you to your destination. See, I got to be careful, especially about your body, because I feel like I had body dysmorphia. Like, I could not see when my body looked different. And that was a problem, because I was literally killing myself to be a certain weight or a certain whatever. And that's why you got to stop paying attention to numbers too. Are you going to start yeah, I am going to start going live more often, y'all, because I feel like, I don't know, we just need to talk. We need to talk about this. We need to chat. And I feel like making videos is good because I be having like specific points to make. And like I said, I got the mind of a fish, so I be needing to get it organized and getting it out there. But I also want to talk to y'all though. Like, I would love to like start doing lives and inviting people to come in to the live and like ask questions or just talk. Like, girl, I like your content, or whatever the case may be. It don't matter what it is, but I just want to create a community for real. Like, I'm a community-based person, and I feel like I have a community. Some of y'all I talk to all the time, but I don't know. I want to know y'all, and I want y'all to know me. I have a hard time getting people around me to understand. Yeah, because you're not meant to make them understand. That was the biggest thing that I had to let go of trying to fix people and trying to make them understand. It is not your job. If they're not ready to change, they're going to be determined to misunderstand you. And so what we typically do is just try to prove it in another way, try to say it in another way, but they're determined to misunderstand you. They're not meant to get it because they are not where you are. You have a higher sense of perspective now because you have learned something new. They have not learned that. So they exactly where you left them. And now you're trying to get through to them a new perspective. Of course they don't understand because they don't want to. If they did want to, they would be at the same level you was at. So it's when it comes to you trying to help people, the best thing you can do first is help yourself. Because I tell you what, I didn't have nobody to talk to either. I couldn't go to my family and talk about it. I could talk to AJ, but I couldn't go to my family and talk about any of this. Half the time they didn't want to hear it. Half the time they thought I was damn crazy. Right? So I went to TikTok and I said, you know what? I'm going to find my own community. And I started talking to y'all about it. You go where you received. And then what happened? Once they saw that everybody else started, catching on to what I was saying, they was catching my drift. All of a sudden, they start catching my drift. We create this vacuum behind us when we heal ourselves, and we're standing in our light. We bring awareness to our own capabilities. And now other people can see that and figure out that they're also capable of those things. And we create this vacuum behind us. You don't need to fix them. When you fix yourself, you're going to pull them right up with you. And you don't actually physically have to do anything. Everything is internal first. Oh, thank you. I love your mind and spirit. That's a top tier compliment. When I first started this, I had a lot of people to help, but they fell by the wayside. Okay. But yeah, it's not your job to make people understand. Everybody is on their own separate journey. And I think I interfered a lot. And you got to realize that most of the time when we are providing our guidance, right, and providing our help, it's coming from this place of us understanding how much joy they can experience if they just change this one thing. However, we're talking about somebody's fucking life, right? And people are going to take that personal. So even though it's coming from this place of you wanting them to experience joy, a lot of people are going to take it as judgment. It feels like you're critiquing them. It feels like you constantly have something to say about them. Yes, you're trying to mold and shape them and push them in the right direction because you want the best for them. But it's not your job to do that. It's their job to choose that. That's what free will is loving somebody regardless of, and allowing them the space to make whatever choices they want to make, because it's ultimately their life, is their journey. So everything is set up to help them evolve. So it's very specific. It's very specific to the person. You'll meet the people that you meet because you have specific lessons to learn. So if you jumping in from the sidelines trying to protect your best friend from dealing with this guy, she just gonna get rid of him and get the next one that's just like him. Next time it's gonna be worse. So you absolutely have to let them make their own choices. You can still love them. You can still decide that that's too much for you to be around. That's not abandonment. You gotta always center yourself and your own peace. But you gotta, if you choose not to be around that, that's fine. That's the only control you have, is over yourself. So you look at a situation when it happens, it's I like this or I don't like this. If you like it, move towards it. If you don't, set up a boundary. I don't want this in my environment. I don't actually want to act like this is normal, because this is not normal. But you got to let people bump their own head. I have literally had my Captain Save a Hoe cape on my whole life. I've literally been trying to save everybody while they poking holes in my damn ship and sinking us all. I've been trying to help everybody while they sink in the shit that I done sent to save them. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And it hurts, though. I will say that. It hurts. It's hard to watch the people that you love go through stuff. You know? It's very, very, very hard to watch the people that you love go through stuff and not be there in the way that you want to. But you have to, though, because otherwise they're not going to learn the lesson. And next time it might be way more dangerous. Yeah, letting go is so powerful, because what you do when you let go is you step out into the unknown. The path is unclear. And when the path is unclear, that means all the possibilities and opportunities are right in front of you. That means it could go anyway. That's a beautiful place to be. It can go any direction, because now you're open to anything happening. You know, that's why I say, if you're in a job that's causing you more misery than it's bringing you joy, quit that day. Do not wait. Do not try to wait. The moment you step out into the unknown and you trust the process, all the possibilities are now available to you. But you got to trust first. Trust is powerful. Y'all, that's what my guides have been telling me for the last couple of months, is trust. Trust is so important. Trusting that things are going to work out the way that you think that they are. Trusting that everything works in your favor. I'm always seeing angel numbers. Yeah, me too. If that's what you choose to subscribe to, that's how your guides are going to communicate to you. If you choose to subscribe through, for me, I watch a lot of TV. So I get a lot of messages from like Netflix movies, which is crazy, but they be like showing me something. Like I watch a movie and then they talk to me, like it'll literally get a message about it. Like, this is why you had to watch that. They also do that through documents too, like through books and stuff that I need to read, which I love, because that's who I already am. I love doing that already. So they communicate with you the way that you know, already are. Girl, I'm right there with you. But yeah, they communicate with you based off of how you already are. Sometimes I get angel numbers a lot, though, because I feel like I pay attention to them. Like lately, I've been seeing 444, 555. I get 808 a lot of times. Sometimes I get 818. And sometimes they'll make me see an angel number that day, and then I get on TikTok and somebody has that angel number on the screen, and that message is right for me. That message is exactly what I'm going through. So sometimes it's like hey, pay attention to this. So yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like more people like me are needed as well. And there's not a lot of genuine people who just genuinely want to help from a good place. Like, I done seen so much pain in my life, and I'm tired of seeing it. Like, I'm tired of seeing it because it does not have to be that way. You know, we can create a different reality than the one that we living in. It's just like they push so much fear propaganda that a lot of us don't have courage. A lot of us don't have the balls to stand up and stand for anything. Hey, Carla. But a lot of us don't have the courage to stand up. You know, I don't know if I talked about this on here, but somebody from TikTok did magic on me. Dark magic, actually, for trying to expose the truth. You know, it's not an easy position to be in, no. But it made me stronger. I fight in the physical, baby, so you didn't do nothing but make me stronger. Oh, I know, because it was a voice in my head. I heard with the message. The message was very clear. The message was very clear. But yeah, and I feel like you kind of do open up yourself to stuff. And I think there is a fear that goes into that, right? Because some people will do anything to keep you in this low vibration. But I ain't never scared, you know? When you can get courage, you can even call on the energy of courage. Whatever you need, you can call on that energy. That's why it's important too to understand energies, y'all, because I feel like, you know, when you understand energy and how energy feels, you can embody that energy at will. You know, if I'm feeling scared, I call on the energy of courage. And I feel it leaving. You can do the same thing. Energy is so important. Energy is the most important thing for you to know. Hey, Sam. Energy is the most important thing for you to know because everything is energy. We're specifically light energy because this whole universe is made up of light and sound. Light is the masculine. Sound is the feminine. Sound is the frequency. Emotion, we get the frequency through emotions. Emotions are meant to add depth to your experience. They're meant to tell you how you feel about something. They're meant to help you process the information that you're picking up from your 5 senses. Some of us more than 5 senses. That's it. But what happens is sometimes some of us cannot separate ourselves from the feeling. You know, we even say it, I'm sad. No, you're feeling sad. When you say you're feeling something, that means it's fleeting. That means it's not staying. It's going to pass through you. But when you are sad, you're moving yourself into the state of sadness. That's a being of, like, you're moving yourself into the being of sadness when you don't have to. So you got to separate yourself from your emotions because you are not your emotions. Your emotions are only meant to tell you how you feel. Do I like this or do I not like this? Period. Don't attach yourself to that emotion because that's how we get in trouble. Energy has a frequency. Absolutely. Substance Q. What is the best way to help your children spiritually as far as meditation, high vibes? I would definitely say getting them into a meditative practice. You could never hurt by getting a kid into a meditative practice. I do mommy and me readings, which are like human design readings. And for specific kids, based on how their energy is, I do recommend meditation. Some kids can't sit still that long, though. So it depends on if they have this energy of stillness or not. I would say whichever one of your kids wants to meditate, just sit down with them. And just, for me, it's the being able to process your thoughts. I think a really good practice too is like at nighttime asking them how their day went and asking them, is there anything they want to talk about? Because teaching them how to manage their thoughts and their emotions is what meditation is teaching you. It's teaching you how to manage your thoughts and your emotions. So just any practice around teaching them how to express their emotions, trying to express their thoughts is going to be helping them spiritually. So I'll definitely say that meditation, you can just, if you meditate, kids mimic you. If you on your phone all damn day, them kids going to be on their phone all damn day. If you in the book, them kids is going to be in the book. Okay. So set the example for them. I started seeing signs from certain podcasts of certain things I was experiencing. Yeah. You're being guided all the time. You're being guided all the time. And you're being led to what you need to hear so that you can feel the feeling, because you resonate with it. And it's like something about that is feels very real to you. And sometimes we don't notice because we taught not to process our feelings or feel our feelings. Because I feel like for boys, it's like boys aren't taught to be emotional. For girls, girls are always called sensitive. And that shit, that sensitive word will fuck you up, because then you try not to be sensitive, but you are sensitive. Right? It's part of being in tune with nature. You feel everything. You know? So, not keeping toxic people in life moving forward and high vibration. Yeah. If they toxic, they gotta go. Red, I had the craziest dream. Hold on. I had the craziest dream the other night. It was wild. Energy is everything. Oh, tell me about the dream. What happened, girl? To which emotion? Yes, each emotion we can choose to have. Embarrassment is a choice. Absolutely. My God told me that embarrassment is you trying to attach yourself to the truth. The truth just is what it is. You have to learn how to move forward for it. Forgive yourself. It's not a self-defining moment. It's just telling you, hey, I don't like this feeling. Yeah, wow, that's what we do. Ooh, I wish my mother had let me have emotions that didn't align with hers. Ooh, that's deep, girl. I think a lot of us have mother wounds, just because they was a lot of people just do what they taught and they repeat the cycle. It takes a very special person to come along and decide to be different, because you're literally choosing to be the black sheep. You're choosing to be outcasted. You're choosing to be talked about. You're choosing to be judged and criticized. And I think that's really heavy. However, now though, as you being an adult, I don't know if you're an adult or not, but now you get to choose. It's so many of us still operating how we operated as a kid. As an adult, you get to choose. You get to reshape your life in the way that you want your life. Period, point blank. You get to reshape your life how you want it to be. So you got to learn how to maneuver that as well, because I think a lot of us feel victimized by our circumstances, especially when you're a child, because you couldn't really control what was going on. You probably felt a little powerless, a lot of powerless, you know, if it was coming to me, right? But when you get older, it's your job to go back and look at that and say, you know what? I didn't like that when I was a kid. I don't like that as an adult. Let me set a boundary here. And then you can choose for things to be different. You could choose to not allow that to be in your life, but don't hold on to it, because your body is not a casket for pain. Do not bury that inside, because pain becomes stagnant energy in the body. And what you're doing is causing dis-ease in the body. Dis-ease is a disease. Okay? Every single issue in your body, it starts with your energy first. It starts in your etheric body first. So do not store that in your body, because it becomes stagnant, right? And every single time that a situation happens that reminds you of that, it's like a button is pushed and you have the exact same reaction every single time. So much so that your brain starts to restructure itself to create a shortcut for every single time you have a reaction to that emotion. That's how deep it is. So you have to let go. And if you didn't speak up in the moment, so what? Next time it happens, speak up. You know, you get to choose every single day. You get to choose to be different. You get to choose to stand up for yourself. You get to choose to advocate for yourself. And if people don't receive it well, so what? Get new people. When you hang around your friends, you should come home feeling filled up. And what I mean by that is you should feel like, I can't wait to hang out with them again. That was so fun. We had a good time. But if you come home and you feel spiritually drained, and you come home and you feel used up, them is not your people. You in the wrong room. And a lot of people be feeding off other people's energy. Yep. Sometimes it's family too. Our families can be demonic handlers as well. Yeah, sensitive should be sensing. It's a negative connotation that comes with the word sensitive, though. It's like we try not to be that, but that is very much so what we are. Are you kidding me? I feel everything. I wish I didn't feel everything. I feel everything. there's no hiding. There's nowhere you could hide from me. I feel it. I may not say anything, but I absolutely feel it. You have to open your mouth. I know exactly how you feel. Let them call you weird. Ain't nothing wrong with being weird either. I don't want to be like y'all. Ain't nothing wrong to be weird. The way that you're doing it, I don't agree. Actually, please call me weird. I do not want to be like that, actually. Yep. When I did boundaries, no, I'm acting funny, talking about me to the rest of the family. Let them talk. Who cares? Who cares about their opinion of you? We got to stop caring about how we perceived by other people, because that means that they have your power and you don't have your power, because that means you changing yourself to fit into how they want you to be. They got your power. Call it back. It's yours. It belongs to you. So call it back. If they want to perceive you and talk bad about you, that's on them. You know who you are. When you know who you are, can't nobody come in and tell you who you are. Somebody come up to me and tell me I'm hateful, I would look at them like, you obviously don't know me. And to be honest, they're not even qualified to tell you who you are, because ain't nobody spent more time with you than you. Know yourself. Knowing yourself helps, because you can be solidified in who you are. And when you know yourself, people can say whatever about me. It does not mean it's true. Opinions are not facts. Opinions are just hypotheses. Like, you can hypothesize about me all day, baby, but they're not facts. When you know yourself, can't nobody come in and tell me who I am. Period, point blank. I know exactly who Taja is. So if you call me hateful and you think I'm hateful, you don't know me. And it's not my job to make you see it either, because I don't care if you do or you don't. The people who know me love me. And that's where I choose to put my attention. In the people who show me love, who actively show me love, because love is an action. The people who show up for me, who support me, that's where I spend my energy. But they ain't talking to me. They ain't talking about me behind my back. I'll tell you that much. Them is not people who want you around. You acting like the victim. Yep, let them say it. Let them say all of it. Yes, you were so right. I stay at home. I can go in a room. I feel everyone's energy good and back. Yeah, just get back out there, though. I think a lot of times we want to isolate. We want to isolate because it's just like, I don't want to fool with nobody. It's a lot to meet new people. It's a lot to meet new people, because then you got to worry about how they act. And most people are not decent human beings. Most people are not decent. That's what I had to realize. I was naive. I thought because I was just this loving person that everybody else was loving. That was a lie. But there are people out there just like you. Go out there and find them. I literally met a new person today. It was great. I'll do it again. You should do the same thing, though. You will find your tribe, but you just got to get away and out of that energy of the people who are harming you, because you can't heal in an environment that hurts you, and you can't heal it when you keep touching. So leave the environment. How important do you feel is decolonizing in the spiritual community? I think it's really important, because spiritual is about truth. Spirituality is about truth. The unseen, the hidden, right? So I think the colonizing of the mind kind of keeps us stuck in certain ideologies. And I don't think you should subscribe to anything, to be honest. Anytime new information comes along, I think you should change your mind if your feelings change. And I think sometimes the colonized way of looking at things is that this is the way that it is and it's no other way. And if you don't do it my way, then X, Y, and Z is going to happen. I think it's really, really important for us to understand that some spirituality has been whitewashed. Some spirituality is a postcard. It's an aesthetic that's being sold. So yeah, I think it's really important. This is Insane Asylum. Please be weird and crazy. Right. This is an insane asylum. I feel like that every day. Everybody's crazy. I was literally just walking. Let me not say that because I'm pretty sure he had a mental health problem. But I get catcalled on the street all the time, y'all. And I think it's because I'm 6 foot. I'm a tall woman. Period. Don't speak to any of them. They can tell me at my funeral. Period, Alexandra. Talk to your therapist about it. That's what I love to tell people. Babe, don't talk to me about it. Talk to your therapist about it. That's between you and them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I met a couple close people on here. Yeah, I feel like I'll be open to meeting new people. Like, I'm not above it. Y'all, when I moved to Orlando, I didn't know nobody but this boy that I went to school with. I didn't know nobody. It was just me. And so what I did, this is so out of the ordinary for me. And I'm actually even shocked the girl responded. But I reached out to this girl who like does like party promoting or whatever. And I was just like, cause I was young, y'all. I was like 22. So I was outside. I was outside being a hot girl. And I reached out to this girl and I was like, hey, I'm new in town. Da, da, da. The girl ended up hitting me back. I'll probably say like a couple days later. And knowing her now, she don't even do that. It was just really aligned. But you don't know until you try. And I literally, the whole time I was in Orlando for almost 3.5 years, this was my group of friends. Like literally the coolest people I had ever met. Some of the coolest people I ever met was over social media. Because a lot of times what you don't realize is that who you're friends with has to do with geography. It has to do with location, who's in close proximity to you. So when you in school and when you growing up, those are not the friends you choose. Those are the friends that are in close proximity to you. So you just pick the best out of the bunch that's most aligned with you. But when you start growing and evolving and realizing that the world is bigger than that and you don't have to do it this way, and you don't have to deal with this and da-da-da-da, it becomes bigger. So I love meeting new people. I met a couple close. Yep. I let this lady buy my furniture, but she gave me all the money she owes me. I'm going to let God handle it because I'm trying to help out. Yeah, I noticed that when I do things out of good intention, I assume that I'm not going to get anything in return. And the reason why I say that, and it's not that I'm trying to manifest it or anything like that. It's just like I don't give nothing away that I can't afford to lose. And if I do something with the right intention, I don't really necessarily care about the outcome because my heart was in the right place. I just know that that's a hot stove and I'm not going to touch that stove again. Don't expect me to do it again because you won't fool me twice. But, if I did something out of the right place, whatever. It just is what it is. I had good intentions. You didn't. Thank you for showing me yourself. Now I know exactly how to handle you. Okay? But when you're young, you don't know that. It's when you get older and realize it. Yeah, I agree. When you're young, it's a lot of stuff you don't realize. And that's why shadow work is important. It's important for you to go back and visit the past. Because a lot of that is stored in your subconscious. And your subconscious mind is what's hidden from you. Because your body knows everything. It remembers everything. It's your mind that doesn't. So your subconscious mind is the storage facility. You got to go into the storage facility and clean that bitch out. Because your subconscious mind is your belief system, and your belief system determines your actions in your day. So you got to go back and dig up all that stuff that you told yourself that you was a kid, that when you were internalizing, like, I'm not worthy, nobody ever picks me, nobody ever listens to me, all of those things. And no, I don't think it's going to be an election, but yeah, I don't. Actually, if there is, no, I don't. I ain't gonna say too much because then y'all really gonna think I'm crazy. But yeah, I think that when you get older, it really is your job to go back and clean out your storage facility. I think that also that you owe it to yourself, because that's how you get real peace. And a lot of the stuff that you picked up in childhood is the reason why you can't get money. It's the reason why you're not living the life that you don't want to live. It's the reason why you're still in survival mode. It's your job to get your stuff out. And I'll tell you, on the other side, it's beautiful. It's beautiful over here. You absolutely should get yourself out. Because I remember when I was living in survival mode, I was super fucking defensive. I was very strict, very rigid. It was very much so given stick in the mud. You don't have to be that way. You do not. That is you trying to make yourself feel safe because you ain't never felt safe before. So make yourself feel safe in your adult life. You know, I realized too with me, I love clothes just in general. Like, I love clothes. I don't mean to make you cry, baby. But let it out, though. Let it out. Don't try to stop yourself because you probably need it. But I love clothes. So I used to hoard clothes because when I was younger, like, I only had like 7 outfits. You know, so when I got older, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have so many clothes and da da da. Then all of a sudden, baby, I wasn't letting nothing go. I had shirts from high school. Like, be for real, you can't even fit that. So you got to create space. You got to learn to create space. But I was holding on to all of those things because I was a kid who never had anything. So if I had never went back and looked at that, then I would still be hoarding on to all that stuff, and it wouldn't be no space for no new stuff to come in. So it's really important that you take a good look at yourself and be honest. Don't do it from a place of judgment. Do it from a place of, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to learn. So that means turning the mirror on yourself and being honest. Have I always been right? Hell fucking no. I had a communication problem. The only time I was communicating when my cup runneth over, and it was going to be violent. It wasn't going to be, a pass go, collect $200. I'm going for the throat. I'm going for the jugular because now you playing with me. That was my energy. You know, I've been there. So, oh, thank you. Yes, your energy is beautiful. Oh, thank you. Do you believe all energies around you are a reflection of yourself? Absolutely. I believe that you attract people based on where you're vibrating. So that means that if you're looking at that person across from you and you like, oh, what are you doing here? We don't got nothing in common. You need to check yourself. Because like I said, I was kind of making that a dig about my friend being Joan. And whole time, bitch, I was right there with her. Do you know how sick that made me to have to look at that? Bitch, you thought you was being funny. Joke's on you. Joke's on you. So yes, absolutely. You are attracting people who are vibrating at your level. When you move up though, like me, for instance, you know, I find people, it's like you get closer and closer. Sometimes we hang on to people because we think that this is close enough and nothing better is going to come along. That's a motherfucking lie. That's a lie. It's too many people out here. Right? So then you meet a new person and say they get closer to the mark. Again, you want to hold on to those people. It's been a couple people over these last couple of years that I've loved. Like, I love hanging around them. I love having a good time with them. Like, they're fun people. However, there's certain things about them that I can't get jiggy with. So I got to do you in doses. I might do you a little here, a little there. Sometimes I won't do you at all. Sometimes I just got to cut you off altogether depending on what it is. I hate manipulation. If you want to see me leave expeditiously, try to manipulate me. I'll be Casper, the unfriendly ghost on your ass. I don't even play like that. Because I've been very, very nice before. And I've been manipulated before. And I learned my lesson. Do you think we are possibly manifestations of our parents' alternate lives with our own souls? No. I think they are always them and you are always you. Do y'all roles change in the dynamic? Absolutely. But I think we have soul families that we constantly incarnate with because our souls like each other. I think that we are meant to break the generational curses of our family, and we can do that through our DNA because our DNA houses information. So when you break the curse, you break it for everybody else who follows you. But you're not a manifestation of your parent, because what I've really recently realized is that there's no real connection between you and your parent. Like, you don't actually come from them. And what I mean by that is, are y'all in the same soul family? Yes. Do y'all like to incarnate together? Yes. So y'all are making a conscious decision to do that. But are they you or are you them? No. No. You are not. Do you think we pick our parents? Absolutely. You pick your face. You pick your name. You pick your parents. Sometimes you pick nodal points, like events that have to happen for you to become the person that you're supposed to become. That's why I tell you, some of the people who hurt you in this lifetime are your best friends on the other side. Because they know, think about this, they know you. They know exactly what to do to get you to learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn. That's why I don't take nothing personal. Because even like my worst relationships taught me to prioritize myself. Taught me that I should have never been that far gone any fucking way. Like, they taught me about myself. So I'm grateful for that experience because I'll never do that again. And you need those life lessons, because if you don't learn anything, how are you going to help yourself or help anybody else? It's your testimony. It is literally what makes you qualified to help everybody else around you. And I'm big on community. I'm big on love. I'm big on healing. I want to help as many people as I can, but I got to help myself first. And I got to go through stuff, experiences in order for me to learn. If I didn't learn nothing, how am I going to help somebody? I always tell my daughter I want her to be better than me. Yes, absolutely. My daughter told me her only family is in heaven and she misses them. Oh, yeah. Oh, she don't understand yet, but it's okay. She came here. She decided to come here. And not everybody chooses to reincarnate depending on if they ascended or not. Because you don't have to come back down here. Why we chose this ghetto, but we chose it because it's a very pivotal point. It's an amazing time to be alive. We are literally in the middle of a transitory period, and we get to shape what comes next. Hey, Lisa. Ma never used her gifts to heal. Okay. Yeah, I think sometimes what we choose in this lifetime and the next lifetime is going to be different. Oh, thank you. Thank you, girl. The skin is skinning. Check me out. Ooh. Okay, hold on. She said she picked us as well, but talks about heaven all the time. She's only 6. Oh, yeah, she's still in the developmental stages. Nurture that. Nurture that. Allow her to be as imaginative as possible, y'all. Imagination is your best tool. Imagination is your best tool. We should have never stopped imagining. Because whatever you can imagine, you can create. Are there ways to tell if your home planet is Earth or not? It's probably not if you asking that question. Yes. Getting in contact with your higher self. Some people do like past life regressions as well. I'm not. But some people are, though. Is your cat still mad at you? Child, she always, first of all, she's in heat. She's being so annoying, but I'm trying to be supportive because I know what it feels like to go through, you know, what us women have to go through. So my mom was like, you need to get her neutered today. And I was like, I am not robbing her of her feminine aspect, bitch. If she want to have kids, who am I to snatch that away from her? You don't know how she feels about that. So yeah, she has an attitude problem, y'all. She's a Leo. I love me a Leo, but she got a bad attitude. She's got a bad attitude, y'all. If she don't get her way, she's throwing a fit. What do you mean, no? That's her energy. Like, what do you mean, no? And then she start running around the house real fast. Like, I tear all this shit up. I tear it all up. She's so cute, though. She's so sweet, y'all. She's such a sweet cat, but she don't fool with nobody. She not like one of those friendly cats who gonna be up under the zoomies. Facts. She not about to be one of those cats that's up under you. She be like, do not touch. Like, she's a queen, babe. But she's scared of her own damn shadow. Don't make no damn sense. But she's so sweet, though. And she's opening, it's been 2 years and she just now opening up to me. You know, now I can give her rubbies without her, you know, getting scared and biting me or scratching me or whatever the case may be. But she's a lot sweeter now. Yeah, my cat do not fool around, baby. She has queen bee energy and she's going to be treated that way, period. She don't like men a lot either. And I feel her because I mean, have you seen the men? Have you seen the men? She do not mess with men. Some of them she'll be cool with, but 9 times out of 10, if she ever gonna hiss at somebody, it's gonna be a man. And felt, sis, I get it. But yeah, she's a funny cat, y'all. I never thought I was gonna be a cat person. I literally was like raised not to like cats. Like, so I didn't like cats. She's like a tan-ish color. They say like more like a, what do they call her? It's a specific word. Apricot is her color. She comes from a tabby that's black and gray, and she comes from a Siamese cat. So the underneath of her belly is like really, really white. But what's crazy, y'all, cats astral project. You cannot convince me otherwise. The night that I got her, y'all, I brought her home. She was screaming the whole time. And I'm just like, damn, if I would have known this, I would have just had a baby. Like, she was screaming, hollering the whole night, just screaming, trying to figure out what's what, if I'm a nice person, if she should, come. She was only like 6 weeks. And I fell asleep and I opened my eyes. And as soon as I opened my eyes, her mama was standing like right in front of me. And I said, I like blinked real hard, like, well, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Absolutely. Her mama came and seen her the night that I got her. Like, where you take my baby? Her mama was an alley cat, and that's her problem. She be running around here acting like a damn alley cat. Ooh, a tortoise shell. I wish I can show you mine. She's so pretty. OMG. What kind of cat is she? I wanted a Maine Coon, y'all. I wanted it so bad. Like, I wanted to go all out. Or one of those cats that's like limp. They look like they ain't got no damn bones. Like, I wanted them type of cats. But a Maine Coon is big as hell. And I was low-key scared of her. Oh, I love a calico cat. We had a calico cat, actually, when I was younger. The name was Calico. It was cute. It was cute. We kept it simple. My hair color is so cute. I don't know. My cousin does hair. He like is a loctician, I think is what you call him. And he's like a color specialist. So he uses products that don't damage your hair. He only works with natural hair. So it's a European product. And I was going for like a dark red, but it's like a dirty-ish, reddish, brownish. Sometimes he misses the mark on my color. Love him to death, but child, sometimes he be missing the mark. But I like it. I like there to be some type of color to my hair. Like, I think next time I want to go like a chocolate brown. I love doing reds and oranges though. That's where the big red comes from. I look good as hell in some red. Yeah, that spiritual power is off the charts. I agree. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is kind of like a burgundy looking color. I was talking about the cats, not your hair. Oh, yeah. But yeah, she's a cool cat, though. I'm glad that I got her because I think that she taught me a lot about fear and living in fear because Sister Girl is scared of her own shadow. Like, and it made me think about people who are just terrified. I think what they feeling is, I think those are just highly sensitive people who can feel energy because fear is all around us. It's all around us. So I just think people feel that. And, when people get in that terrified energy, like she can't even piss sometimes. If I'm walking out the room, she running out the damn litter box and up the damn stairs to try to hide. And I'm like, girl, I'm not paying you no mind. I don't care what you got going on. So living in fear, like, I think she taught me so much about that. And I was like, nah, I can't be like that. Like, dang, you can't even use the bathroom. You running for your damn life. Every 5 seconds, she just like jumping and running. And the definition of a scaredy cat. Like, she is the definition of a scaredy cat. So I just think, yeah, she taught me a lot. I'm glad that I got her. She was the best thing that came out of this situation. Because I used to work for the TV show where they do surgery that's messed up. It's a big TV show. I'm not going to say the name. But I used to work for a TV show. And my manager lived next door to the person who gave me her. And she was the last one. Like, I was thinking about cats. I was really looking for a Maine Coon. But she was like, hey, my neighbor actually is trying to give away a kitten. He got rid of 2 of them. But there's one last girl that he has. And he giving it to you for free. Bitch, that's all you got to tell me. I'm on the way. And I was on the way. Yeah. I was on the way and I met her and she had these crystal blue eyes. They changed to yellow though. She looks like her mama now. But she had these crystal blue eyes and she was a twin. So there's a boy that looks just like her. But yeah. And I was supposed to keep in contact. I had the contact information for the people next door, but that was one of the worst bosses I ever had. Like, not the worst, because I actually liked her as a person. But you know how some people you just can't work for? She was one of those people. I just can't work for you, baby, because the inconsistency is killing me. My mind is sharp. I remember everything, word for word. And what's crazy is I can even see what you're wearing. It's like it replays in my head. And she used to try to gaslight the hell out of me. But she taught me one of my most valuable lessons, and that's stop trying to fix people. Because I kept trying to hold her accountable when she was incapable of holding herself accountable. So it was doing nothing but causing me to be in pain and suffering. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't quit. I finished out the job. Maybe when I walked out on that last day, I said, whoo, she called the managers on me. We had to have a managers meeting only for them to tell me I was right and she was wrong. I was like, I'm not an unreasonable person. You know, if I'm saying something, it's usually like, child, you're doing the most, like, I am very, very reasonable. But stop playing with me. Like, stop playing with me. Oh, can you read my comment? Hold on, let me see, babe. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find you. Have you ever experienced most foods making you nauseous? Yeah, I think a lot of us are becoming more light right now. See, we got a chemical body, but we got a light body as well. And after about a certain point in time in history, we started being born with the second light body activated. Some of us are now on 4th. But the second light body activated, and that is you being able to take in physical food, but you also being able to take in light as food, especially us who have neuromelanin, because we take in the sunlight and we are able to convert it into food. So a lot of us are feeling nauseous, and that we just don't need as much food because we're taking in light too. And we don't know that. Yeah, but you didn't go back when you told that story. I was like, hell yeah, Red. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go back, actually. I was done. I was done with her. She was making me miserable. She was making me miserable. I had to redo my job multiple times because she kept telling me the wrong information. And what the problem was is that the guy who normally helped her on a show had another show at the time that they was hiring for this show, because it had got canceled and then it came back. So she had to hire somebody new, but she hadn't trained anybody in 5 years. He had been with her for those 5 years, so he's the person who needed to train me. But she was just fumbling around in the damn dark. And then when I would be like, well, you told me to do it this way. And she'd be like, no, I didn't. And I'll show her the email. Well, if I said that. Stop playing. Stop playing with me right now. Stop playing with me. Like, don't. And she used to y'all, she gaslit me so much. She gaslit me so much that I would just end up spazzing on her. I would just end up spazzing. But it wasn't like when I spaz, I'm very good at professionally spazzing. Oh, it's an art. It's an art that I take pride in. I can't wait to professionally check somebody. Like, that was my, girl, I do this. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. But she just didn't have the capacity to meet me where I was. And I should have never been in a low-level position like that anyways. I was overqualified for that anyways. So. Oh, yeah. I've never had a problem with a man in the work field. It's always been a woman. I didn't even have women gang together to sabotage my job. After I literally made their company break records, make them $600,000 in a day. Oh, I'm that girl. When it comes to sales in corporate America, oh, I was that girl. I used to sell Cialis for Eli Lilly and Company. That's like Viagra, but the better version. Them old men used to walk up to me and try to steal it out my purse. That's how serious it was. I was making, you know? So I should have never been there anyways. But it's always women. It's always women trying to sabotage me. Because it's like, you got to think that, especially when it's us, when it's black women, you are definitely going to get the opposite trying to sabotage you, because every single story they've been told in their life, they've been centered in it. They supposed to be the successful one. And sometimes they feel like it's only room for one at the table. And I'll just be like, child, don't get mad at me because I'm that girl. Yeah, no. Sometimes I do have to hold it in, though, because I will say, back in the day, certified crash out. Me and my brother, we wasn't even shocked. Like, I would leave a job in a second. Like, who? Hold on, wait a second. You must have thought it was a slave in here or something. Like, who you talking to like that? I done had people tell me, don't walk away from me while I'm talking to you. And what's crazy is, I gave her one of those black mama looks. Like, I said, okay. I said, all right. And I turned around and I walked away. She went downstairs and told them that I cussed her out and stumped off. And I told them, if I would have stumped off, baby, this whole building would have been shaking. I didn't know such a thing. But I'm a Taurus. But y'all got an Aries in. My Mars is in Aries. Very short-tempered. At times, I can be very short-tempered. Thank you. Oh, Ashley is in here. That's the person I met today, y'all. It was amazing. Yeah, I have the same problem working with women too, because I think too is that sometimes, especially if you're at the top of your game, them men be like, they be attracted to that. You know, so I come in there and I think a lot of the problem be this too, is that when I come into places, they expect me to be a certain way because I fit the aesthetic of aligning with whiteness. But I don't match the vibe of aligning with whiteness. So when they get me in there, they expecting to get a certain type of black person. And then when I get in there and I start talking, they just be like, did you put an okie doke on me? Like, I thought you was going to come in here and sit down. Nope, sure won't. Never been the type. Yeah, she said I walked away. That girl said that I stumped off. Oh, I was getting Aries. Yeah. I can be a little bit feisty for sure. But even Tauruses are unhinged sometimes. Y'all, if y'all used to follow me when I first started TikTok, I used to tell people about the stories of me fighting, because I never started nothing, but I definitely used to finish stuff all the time. If exactly the men are attracted, but the women are. Yeah, I feel like it'd be pure intimidation. It'd be intimidation. Like, I've literally been told that I'm intimidating, and I'm like, how am I intimidating? It's just the way that you are. And I was like, okay, well, I've never even raised my voice at anybody in here. So what have I done to intimidate anybody? Well, it's just the way that you are and the way that you stand. No, babe, just say you're intimidated. That is okay. I get that. My energy takes up a lot of space. When I walk into a place, I light up the room. I'm okay with that. You just got to get comfortable being in this type of energy. Oh, yeah. No, they definitely not used to people being real. And I've never been the type to bite my tongue. I'm always in management. I'm always the person speaking up for other people. Like at that job, one day I didn't work. It was like on a weekend. And the next day that I came in, one of the girls came up to me, because everybody ended up trusting me because I set the vibe. When I go into a place, especially if we in a sales environment, that's like high volume, high stress environment. We about to put on music. We about to vibe out. Actually, let me go ask the boss, can he put $100 on a board? And whoever reached this many sales get the $100. Like, that was my type of energy. So they loved being around me. And one person came up to me and was like, yesterday, the boss daughter snatched her by her hoodie. And so I ran the take back. Because what you mean she snatched you by your hoodie? The whole building would have been on the ground if somebody would have snatched me by my hoodie. So I'm like, what? I went and told her dad. Like, I went and told her dad, her daddy on her. He fucking ripped her a new asshole. You don't touch people. Because if she would have got up and started boxing you, then what? And the girl's mama was in the hospital for months. It was like, you know, of course she wasn't supposed to come in there with no hoodie, but you don't put no hands on. You don't put your hands on her. And I think a lot of people can't take me because I'm going to tell you about yourself. Absolutely. You got to be a good human in front of me or I'm going to say something. I'm full Tadra. She's a real one, not just on here. Pleasure meeting you, Alfred. Yes, pleasure meeting you too. We had such a good time, y'all. We went to brunch and we ate shrimp and grits and we had this tea. It's like a matcha tea or something like that. And it was a black-owned restaurant. And the lady was just like, she loved Japan. She loved vinyl records. She loved like the aesthetic. And she just put together a bunch of stuff that she loved. And it was good food too. Good vibes. That's it. I just be vibing, y'all. I just be vibing. Especially older women. Yes. Oh yes. Oh, yes. Especially them older women also who used to being in charge. I used to get that all the time because I'm not the type of person that you can just talk to anyway. And I'm not like passive aggressive. Like they love passive aggressiveness. Baby, I'm going to be very direct. Actually, you passively aggressively said something in the email. I'm going to directly call you out in the email. In the same fashion that you tried to passively aggressively say something to me, I'm going to be very direct in the email in the same manner that you did to me. So you got to be careful. That's why I don't like, I think that I was always meant to do my own thing because the corporate structure is toxic masculinity. And it's like, especially with me being in sales, it was like a very competitive environment. And I'm not competitive when it comes to other people. I think my competitiveness comes in with myself. Like I want to be a better version of myself, but I do not care what Deborah's doing over here. That's none of my business. Get your bag. I'm proud of you. Like, so it never translated. And because I didn't know how to play the game, because I'm just not like that. You know, I want to see everybody win. And if I can help you get there, that's why I was always in management. I've never had a job where I wasn't promoted within 2 to 6 weeks of me being there. Because I come into places and I realize what the issue is. And I'm like, okay, look. And I'll just go directly to the boss. Hey, look, this is what I think that y'all should do. Boop. And 9 times out of 10, I'm retraining a whole staff. But I'm really good at pointing out where we could shift and make streamline stuff, which when you streamline a process, your ability to make money goes up exponentially. I experienced the same thing. They didn't like I'm real and speak honest opinions. No fake or gossip. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They hate when you don't gossip with them. That was another thing in corporate America. If you're not a gossiper and you don't feed into that or you don't subscribe to that, it's like, oh, she being funny. Oh, she don't get it. That's when the chatter starts about you too. And I'm not sitting around and talk about nobody. For what? Seems like a waste of energy. It's given very much so misery loves company. Misery loves company. Don't let them. And two, another thing I will find too is the victim mentality. They can't never do they ain't never did nothing wrong in their life. Everybody is doing something to them. And so when you point that out, which is very much so my energy, like, girl, please. Especially when it comes to me, I think it hurts when it comes from me because I read energy. Because I know exactly how to pinpoint what the issue is. And when I say something, it stings. Because I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. So, like I said, there's no hiding with me. And when there's no hiding with people, there has to be accountability. And accountability makes people feel uncomfortable. And to be honest, sometimes when you hold people accountable who not ready, you can break their psyche. They have a full-blown identity crisis. So you also got to be careful with that too. Let people change at their own pace. I think I was let. What does let mean? Oh, shit. But yeah. But yeah, I'm about to hop off here, y'all. I just wanted to get on here and chat with y'all for a second. I definitely am going to be going live more often just because I want to get to know y'all. I'm going to start doing sessions where I let y'all come into the live and just chat and talk and get to know y'all more. Yeah, me too. I can see straight through the people's soul almost immediately. And it's just their voice. They just got to speak, you know. So even when I do mediumship readings, I don't need to see you. I just need to hear your voice for a brief second and I'll be able to tell you all about you. Oh, you think you was let go? Okay. I got you. Yep. No, I had these two ladies literally band together to sabotage my job. Only for the man to call me and me to tell him the truth. And he was like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know what to do. I guess I got to just let you go. And I was like, you saying that they're the problem. You're not going to offer them any type of diversity training. You're not going to offer them any type of conflict managing classes. Nothing like that. It's just like, you're not the problem, but I'm going to have to let you go because I've been knowing them longer. And I was like, that's crazy. And he was like, no, you're so right. Why don't you come in and we do that? I could have got them from wrongful termination. I really could have, but I was, my petty boots ain't that deep. It's like, it just is what it is. That was the best. I was so miserable there. That was the best thing that happened to me. Like, I would go home and the walls would be calling my name. I was so tired of hearing my own damn name. Child. Oh, yeah, they teamed up. And what's crazy is they act like they was my friend. And y'all got to be careful of them snakes in the grass. They act like they was my friend. Like, I was even one of the girls, I was defending her because the boss had came to her one day and was like, she asked her, hey, you said you were going to send out this. Like, I didn't receive it. And she's like, are you effing kidding me? I will break your effing neck right now. I'm like turned to the back. I flip around like, who is she talking to? I was so confused. I flip around like, and so I'm staring at her and she's staring at her. She like peering down at her, like gritting her teeth and was like, I will get it to you when I get it to you. Da, da, da. And she's like, oh, okay. And the lady is so nice. She was so nice. Just a snake in the grass. One of those people who acts nice in front of your face, but really is not good energy. And so she leave and I asked her, I said, she talk to you like that? Girl, I'm so confused. Like, what? And she's like, she's just having a bad day. Da, da, da. So I talked to the manager about that. Like, that's not appropriate for you to be talking to people like that. Like, that's insane, actually. I took the girl to a bar. It was this guy across the room who like had that rocker aesthetic with the long hair. He was actually a really handsome guy. She's like, oh my gosh, I think he's so cute. I done hooked her up with the guy. They'd have been hanging out, whatever. All for this girl to push me out. And what happened is that when I came in, I took her position. She was up next for promotion. And then I came in and I came from corporate. So when you were at like a single office, they're not trained in the same way that corporate is. They kind of just got to learn themselves. And I came in with the corporate structure. So I retrained the entire office and they were behind. It was the first year in like 25 years that they were not going to be the number one office in the nation. And within 3 months, I caught them up and they superseded any sales that they had ever. Meaning like they broke a record. You know, we was making like 70, 80 sales a day. It was crazy. You know, I was making him, one day I made him over $1 million in one day. That's how crazy it was. So what she did is they waited until I got everybody trained. And then 2 people quit. They tried to put me in territory management because I had been in territory management before. Because like I said, I sold Cialis and Strattera and like Axion, which are like pharmaceutical drugs. And so I told her like the route was, I said, I don't know how these people was, you know, not getting through this route very fast. Like this is not like I had a huge territory all the way down, you know, the Space Coast. If you know anything about Orlando, it went all the way down to Melbourne. But there was no way that they was, you know, getting through this as slow as they was. And I had called her and I told her that. And she's like, oh, when you're done, you can just go home. And I'm like, well, I know y'all got a tracker on the car. Like, I don't want to just be leaving at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. She's like, no, I'll just go home. Then she went back and told him that I was leaving work early. Like, oh, she was leaving work early. She didn't even care. She was a setup. And I should have took y'all up and through there. Y'all lucky I'm a nice lady. Yeah, I do give too many. I believe the best in people. And that was my issue when I was younger, is that I assumed that everybody was like me. Everybody was kind-hearted. Everybody was being honest. And that beat me in my ass a lot. So I have a lot more discernment now than I had before. I have a lot more discernment now. No, I didn't tell this story before because I told a story that was similar, because I done had some very similar. I literally had a boss that moved out of her office, moved her desk next to me when she had an office with a door and everything. She was pregnant and I just moved to Florida and she did not like us. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Like, even the only other 2 people who was like us that was over there came up to me and told me that was the reason. And even the person who hired me, who actually looked like me, told me that they were aware of the problem. I could have ran them up and through there too. She was literally picking on me. She used to listen to my calls and just try to find something wrong with my calls. Because she was best friends with the girls' team that they ended up putting me on, and she was never there. And her team had started doing very well because they was just emailing me, or like, I'm over there making 20 sales a day. They like, Taja, what you doing? And they start asking me for help and not asking her for help, and she would disappear anyways because I worked the night shift. So when the bosses came over there and was like, oh my gosh, your team is doing so good, you did such a great job, she was up for management, and she took the credit for it. I ain't say nothing. The group said something though. The group was like, oh yeah, she's lying. The reason why we doing well is because of Taja, not because of whatever. And you know how that goes. They gonna stick together. Oh no, it wasn't a personal problem. She actually comes from a family that dislikes Black people. Like, everybody in the office knew it. It was something that was talked about. It was something that was understood. But I didn't care. She called me into the office one time by myself and just played one of my videos, because the first encounter I ever had with this lady, she walked up to me and told me that I lack humility. And I looked at her and I said, oh, I don't understand how you would ever know that. We never even had a conversation before. And she's like, I'm just saying. Okay. And I walked straight past her. I kept walking. She was pissed. She was pissed. And then I found out that my recommendation letter said that Taja has the most humility. And I said, she probably read that letter and been like, She probably read that letter and been like, Because I changed from one office to another. And they gave a man my job. They actually demoted me when I got to the new office, even though they hired me to help them. Oh yes, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. They hired me to help them because they was having trouble with retention, keeping people there. And it was because they was teaching them in a very weird way. Like, when I got there, I didn't have my license. It took a second for my license to like go through. So I was helping with the training class. And when I got in there, they literally, I'm telling y'all, like, this is probably one of the most racist office I ever worked at. But it was the only person who looked like me in the class was struggling. And I sat down to help her. And she said, no, don't help her. She's going to fail anyway. And I said, I don't believe that. Actually, she's actually understanding what I'm saying. And she started literally yelling at me. Like, no, I said no. She's getting fired soon. And I was helping the girl understand. It was not set up for success. And the day that I quit it, y'all, the day that I quit it was butter. It was icing on the cake, y'all. So I had literally, I told you they demoted me. So the day that I quit, y'all, I was going to hand in my resignation at the end of the day, because I don't like handing it in at the beginning of the day, because I'm not about to be walking around feeling awkward all day. I didn't quit. Now you feel some type of way about me. Like, no. So I waited till the end of the day. And I got called into the manager's office, and he was like, oh, I just wanted to let you know that we're offering you your promotion. We're going to go ahead and give you your position back, da-da-da. Baby, I slapped that resignation letter down on the table like a spades card. What do you mean? Uno reverse. Draw forward. Because because I'm not gonna be here. He was mad. He was like, all of this work that we've been doing, because I was only there for like 6 months. He was like, like we really been shifting stuff around for you and da da da. No, when I came to you for help, you literally told me she racist. And I'm just, how it is. We just got to deal with that. Who? No, absolutely not. Thank you. Yes, I believe so. I'm so much more happier now that I don't work for anybody. I listen to your podcast on YouTube, and thank you for the knowledge. Oh, you're welcome. My YouTube is Big Taj with 2 J's. If you click the link in my bio, or you just click on my bio, you can click where it say Instagram, and the YouTube will be like pop up at the bottom with the Instagram, or you can click on the link and YouTube will be at the top. Yeah, and I feel like, a lot of people are, I don't think it's shocking that people like that are still around, because as long as they been system, we gonna have people like that around. But I think that the energy that we're moving into, this fourth density of consciousness, is a energy of compassion for other people. And I think a lot more people are understanding, because a lot more people are rising in consciousness. And collectively, we move up into consciousness. Now, we've kind of been restricted for a while because a lot of us are at this lower level of consciousness. But as the collective rises, everybody else kind of gets pulled up like a vacuum. So I think we're at a different level of understanding, and we're starting to see people who have been stuck in old ways start to be a little bit more understanding. So yeah. Yes, ma'am. You are very welcome, y'all. But I'm about to go ahead and go. I love y'all. I just wanted to speak to y'all today because I felt really good. I met one of my followers today, and that felt really good. Like, I just be wanting to meet y'all and talk to y'all or whatever, because y'all really do help me as much as I help y'all. Sometimes just having confirmation is really good. Affirms me who I was listening to for growth and knowledge, and I tell her about you. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Queen Michelle. I'm sorry, Michelle. Nicole, thank you. I appreciate that. All of y'all can come to me if y'all want to. I just be trying to help. Procrastination is anxiety, baby. You probably have a lot of stuff to do, Sam. Don't feel bad. I would say if you want to start anywhere, you can listen to the podcast, because I still think it's a great body of work. Okay, I put my foot in everything. So I still think it's a great body of work, but I think the YouTube content is easier to understand if you are just beginning. I think it's because I break it down into like 20-minute episodes, and I get very specific about certain things. I think it's easier to see the connection of things when I do it the way that I'm doing it and how I'm breaking it up. It's very well thought out, and I think it's not really even from me. I think I was being guided to teach it that way. I'm overly empathetic. My nephew is a Jamaican man, and my sister, I hope he doesn't deal with hate. Okay. My podcast is on all communities. Apple, it's on RSS, it's on YouTube. I would say all my content is on YouTube except for the stuff that I post here on TikTok. Some of it I transfer, but it's so hard to get videos transferred over to YouTube. So I kind of keep my YouTube content separate, but yeah. It's all there though, and you should check it out, y'all. It's really, really good information, especially if you in that place where I think a lot of us are kind of ascending out of religious backgrounds. So if you want to know where religion started and how it came about, I think the astral worship episodes are really, really good. It tells you where it all started. You understand why our holidays are the way that they are. You'll understand, everything in deep detail, how we got here. Constantine, the tyrant. What's your YouTube name? It's Big Taj with 2 J's. But if you go to my bio, you can click on the Instagram where it says Instagram, and it'll pop down YouTube, or you can click the link in my bio. Yeah, my YouTube link is in my bio too. So yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and just, chat with y'all for a little bit, have a little key, have a little fun. I love interacting with y'all. Y'all keep me alive. Y'all keep me enthusiastic about delivering what's next. I love sharing new information with y'all. Y'all see how excited I be to share. I'm a big ass fucking nerd. But I love that. I love that for me and I love that for y'all. So I'm gonna keep doing it. So yeah, y'all have a good holiday, cause tomorrow's Labor Day. We have learned so much from you all. Thank you. I learned so much from y'all too. Like I said, y'all help me every single day. I take the y'all be leaving comments about book recommendations, and I don't think that I take that lightly. I literally be adding everything to my list. So I appreciate y'all just as much as y'all appreciate me. And I love y'all. And until next time, people, bye.